That's downtown Dallas, Texas, and there are rivalries that just keep generating memories. This is one of those. Nearby Arlington is the site as the New York Giants face the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Springsteen's a Giants fan. How do they get back to the glory days, or some semblance thereof?
I guess they could throw it to Odell Beckham every single play. I think there's some fans that like to see that.
So ready for action as you look at Odell Beckham Jr. and nobody on either side tonight will forget what he did in a Dallas Giants game on a Sunday night in the Meadowlands last November.
Should I start you or Julio this week? I think I'm leaning towards Julio.
Julio? Without NFL.com fantasy football, what would friends talk about?
How's your cat? Cat's doing well.
NFL.com fantasy football. Fun, free, and easy.
In less than 3 minutes to play. Play fake. Manning throws. Caught 20-yard line. Then the ball is loose again. And the Cowboys have it. J.J. Wilcox slams into Odell Beckham, but they're going to say incomplete. So he did not have both feet down.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Whew. What a shot Beckham took.
J.J. Wilcox hit him directly in the helmet, I believe, and knocked that ball out. Now, if you're wondering when does a catch become a catch, there has to be a lot more action after the catch than that. Just think of it as almost the runner has to be in a position to square up and make some kind of a move before you're going to be ruled as a catch there. I think that's the right call.
Well, Odell Beckham Jr. is back on the field. He took that hard hit, came to the sideline, didn't want to talk to the medical staff, but the head athletic trainer, the unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant, and the team orthopedist all insisted that he sit down and chat, but here he is back on the field.
All right, thank you, Michelle. So out for just that one play. Of course, he burst onto the national scene with that catch in the Sunday night game last year. Over 100 yards per game in the 12 games that he played. He missed the first 4 with a hamstring pull. 90 or more receiving yards over the final 9 games. And that ties for the longest streak in the history of the NFL. And here he is with his team starting this drive back at the 3-yard line. They put a fullback. Cowboys shifting along the front. 4-man rush. Short gain, out of bounds. Beckham, his first catch. Carr covering him as he has been all night. Odell Beckham held to 1 catch for 3 yards. And shifts over. Quick toss, Beckham, and he will get taken out of bounds by J.J. Wilcox.
Well, they're just going to keep moving safeties in this direction. Clearly, they're not going to allow J.J. Wilcox to cover him one-on-one in any way, shape, or form. And even though Eli has been in a no-huddle sort of a mode, You know, he's been fairly calm with it.
Four-man rush, quick throw, slant over the middle, first down. Caught by Beckham, takes the ball to the 20-yard line.
They jump outside because they've got a middle linebacker here in this area that they think is going to secure that. So they basically bait you into throwing it inside, but Eli just made too good a throw.
Two games last year against the Giants, against the Cowboys, and of course the phenomenal catch that we all remember, 4 touchdowns. So he comes in here tonight against this Cowboy defense minus Orlando Scandrick, and just 3 catches, minimal damage. Milks about half the play clock and then throws, and that's going to be a first down. Brandon Carr wrestling Odell Beckham to a halt, but a first down.
You know, some points in the game you just go, where's my best guy? And you go get him the ball and you say, here we go, we're going to take our chances with our best guy against your $50 million corner and see what happens. Those vice grip hands. So there's one. They need at least 3, maybe 4 first downs, and that was a big one to get them off their own end.
Manning going empty. Flag is thrown. Dallas was offside. The pass is caught by Odell Beckham, and the Cowboys were offside. Came across the line. Free play. Exploited. By the end of this thing, it's going to be first and goal.
Just so smart by Eli Manning. He spies the rookie out there, Byron Jones.
Offside.
He sees the offsides.
Defense number 90. Penalty decline. Result of the play. First down.
So now you have no risk involved in this one. You take your shot. There's the rookie right there, Byron Jones. Beautiful job by Odell to get right around him. I wonder if Eli throws that ball if they don't get the end to jump off sides, because that was a tight throw, beautifully thrown ball down to protect his receiver. And there he is, when you least wanted to see him.
DeMarcus Lawrence jumping. Critical penalty by Parker, and that will end a game that's going to be very hard to describe unless you got about 20 minutes to listen.
Wow. Welcome to Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, just another one. Giants Cowboys. That's the 5th consecutive time that the Cowboys have defeated the Giants. Game report coming up on the other side of the break.
Giants and their fans in their home opener, all kinds of fired up on a gorgeous day in northern New Jersey. It's the NFL on Fox from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. The 1-0 Falcons against the 0-1 Giants. Here are today's DirecTV players to watch. 2 of the best wide receivers in the game. Julio Jones led the NFC in receiving last year, and Odell Beckham Jr. What a rookie season he had. This season, get every NFL game every Sunday, included at no extra charge, only on DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Looking near side, coming, and there is Odell Beckham Jr. He's got a first down. Out to the 34, Robert Alford on the coverage, but that's a gain of 7.
Well, we mentioned where's Julio earlier. The Falcons, where's Odell? Because Ben McAdoo does a nice job of moving him all around the field. I think the critical thing today, Odell Beckham's going to show up. He does every week. Who else is going to come to the party for Eli Manning and the Giants offense?
3rd and 9. Time for Manning. Near side. Good catch by Beckham right at the marker. Should be enough for first down, but let's see where they place it.
All about the spot. You're right, Kevin. Right there. You see the explosive route by Beckham, getting Alford to turn his hips, and then the way he plucks the football, those huge hands, and they do give him the first down.
That's where they handed the game to the Cowboys. Bad clock management. See if they can do it. Beckham Jr. and who else? They need someone to step up, as John pointed out. And then the defense. 3rd and 9. Manning, far side. Beckham didn't even see it, but somehow caught it, and he's got a first down. Unless they say he stepped out of bounds. Where's the mark? No, he's got it.
It's when you just marvel at the athleticism and concentration and hand-eye of Odell Beckham. And oh yeah, it helps to have 15-inch hands and some of the biggest hands in football. He makes ridiculous catches. But what a young receiver. Just burst onto the scene in his 13 games last year with incredible production.
4-man rush. Manning steps up, going deep. What a grab! And he's got it. Odell Beckham. It's a gain of 26.
Well, there's those explosive plays that Tom Coughlin was asking for. You can't throw the football any better, and what a tremendous catch again from Odell Beckham. You put it in his vicinity, he's going to bring it in.
It's a 4th down conversion because of the penalty, but they get the field goal because of this. Odell Beckham, 7-3, Atlanta. 3-man rush this time. Manning, good catch. It's Beckham sprinting away. Touchdown. 67 yards.
Well, the fans love it, but Eli Manning says you want rhythm, you want flow, you want explosive plays. This is how you get it done. You throw the ball to 13, forget about everyone else. And watch the explosion. He catches the ball. I'm not done. I'm going to take it all the way. An incredible talent who's burst upon the scene here last year in the NFL, and he's not stopping in his 2nd year. Great throw, great catch, and even better yards after the catch.
Get a penalty on this point after attempt here. And we'll see what the call is. John, you called for the Giants offense to wake up, so well, they woke up. Just go to ODB, who, by the way, now has 5 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown.
You just look at his hair. You see he's woken up. He wakes up, woken up. And Eli Manning, that was a strike. Impressive throw by Eli Manning. On time, on point to Odell Beckham.
Interesting choice with only a 3-man rush there, and still with the extra man in coverage. Is good. Eli Manning delivering a strike. And then Odell Beckham Jr. turns on the afterburners, takes it 67 yards. We're tied at 10. MetLife Stadium. It's a great throw, John.
Well, just pretty. You throw on time, and look at the tight windows in the NFL. You see 54 and 53. Look how close they are, but the ball's thrown on time. And Odell Beckham, a lot of receivers afraid going across the middle. I want to catch it. I want to get down. Odell Beckham says, nuh-uh. I'm going to take this to the house. He evades Ricardo Allen, the free safety, and goes all the way to the end zone.
So Odell Beckham has 120 total yards. The rest of the Giants have 34. But the Giants take over with 2:28 to go in the half. Odell Beckham Jr. 120 yards in the first half. He's still got 2:28 to go. He's back on the field next. Blitz coming. Picked up. Manning far side. Beckham's got it. Breaks a tackle. Odell Beckham is tearing it up. Robert Alford on the coverage, but he has gotten burned quite a bit today.
Well, first of all, you got to look at the blitz pickup. They bring both linebackers up those A-gaps. They pick it up. Eli Manning stands in there, waits for Odell Beckham, and then throws. Odell Beckham right now is wearing out Robert Alford.
Let's talk about that. We met with the Giants, and they were pretty emphatic how they were going to move Beckham around and try and get him open more. He's obviously done damage today. 139 yards receiving today, but they found a weakness out of it.
Most of it's been on his offensive left side because they like that matchup against Robert Alford, and it's one Eli Manning continues to go back to. If it works, keep doing it. We came on saying somebody else other than Odell Beckham has to step up, but Odell Beckham says, I think I can do this on my own.
We talked about it to start the game, players to watch. Both of these guys stars. Well, they've both gotten the ball a lot, but Beckham has the big play, the 67-yard touchdown.
New York Giants, as they should, doing a concerted effort. You're not going to get up top on us, Julio. We'll give you the short stuff. You're not getting up top. Odell Beckham, conversely, has gotten down the field.
Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan, and the Giants with a 13-10 lead over the Falcons. We've had some injuries, some hard hitting, and some big plays, namely by that guy, Odell Beckham Jr. Yeah, that is today's excitement. Brought to you by Nissan, trying to get the crowd involved. They're pretty involved at halftime. A good celebration here. Why? Well,
Kevin, I talked to Falcons head coach Dan Quinn about what he thought of what everybody is buzzing about in this building. That's Odell Beckham Jr. And how do you defend him? Well, he said he gave him more of a compliment than answering the question. He said he is a handful. Offensively, he wants to get more deep passes down to Julio Jones. For the Giants, Tom Coughlin loved what he saw from his football team. He said they overcame that slow start. They got it moving. He wants to see more consistency with the runs. Back to you.
Odell Beckham was insane in the first half. 6 catches, 139 yards, including a 67-yard touchdown for most of that half, working on Robert Alford.
He's a special player. Look, they've lined him up against Robert Alford most of the first half.
2nd and 12. Here's Beckham on the catch, and he's hustled out of bounds at about the 47. We'll give him 6.5, 7 yards. Phillip Adams on the coverage, brings up 3rd down.
It gets in your head a little. You're not so sure. You're not free and easy. You clutch up a little. Devontae Freeman typically.
It's up 3 with 4.5 to go. Their football. Beckham says, let's go. Four-man rush, pressure. Manning gets it off, looking deep down the sideline. Here comes the penalty flag. Odell Beckham Jr. making it happen, and Alford was all over him.
Pass interference, defense, number 33. By rule, the ball is placed on a spot of foul. Automatic, first down.
I'd like to welcome those of you watching the Steelers beat the 49ers. We've got a game down to the wire here. And you see the penalty on Alford.
And the question is, Kevin, we've seen that matchup all day. Odell Beckham Jr. took Robert Alford to town. You got to give him some help. You got to put a safety over him. I know that's not their style, but you have to adjust.
You know, it's one thing when you have a game like they did in Dallas and trying to move past it, but when you have the same exact thing happen the next week, boy, that's going to be tough to deal with. Falcons come back with 14 points in the 4th quarter to beat the Giants 24-20. Falcons 2-0, Giants 0-2. For John Lynch and Pam Oliver, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Now time for the State Farm game break. Here's Kurt Menefee in L.A.
Out with an ankle, Pugh takes over, and then you got Beckham. And the words to describe him, we'll come up with a few superlatives tonight, I'm sure.
Well, a couple things tonight. Eli Manning got to be sharp in the short passing game, and anytime you see Odell Beckham Jr. covered one-on-one, he must throw him the football because he can make those big plays to win a game for you.
Broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. How good is that? LT and John Riggin setting the pace for this one. The rivalry between the Redskins and the Giants goes way back, and Captain Trent Williams of Washington addressed his teammates a moment ago. Backfield already putting 2 on the board for New York with his play. Beckham gets his hands on it right away as he shoved out of bounds. Short gain, but a catch for 4, maybe 5.
You could see a lot of those tonight. Play off. See, that's what this Washington defense does very well. They play.
Eli to Beckham, and he's got about 5 with the forward progress to the 9.
Shoulders. They don't just carry pads. They carry a one-handed reputation.
How in the world? Oh, my goodness.
Your city's pride, your fans' passions and dreams. Shoulders carry your father's name.
The 12th pick of the draft and a steal.
Your mother's legacy.
Odell Beckham.
And maybe a chance at greatness. Because shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Randall and Beckham each with a couple of catches, but Randall had 1 for 30 yards. Beckham 2 for 11, but it's 12-0. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson, Mike Carey. A touchdown and the field goal. We'll return to the Meadowlands after these messages. You're watching Thursday Night Football. CBS home of Super Bowl 50.
76.
Second down and 7. Eli's pass is complete to Beckham for the 3rd catch of the night. This one gains 14.
D'Angelo Hall talking to him a little bit.
They backed off here defensively. They got Beckham again. That was a beautiful precision pass by Manning as the Giants move the football to the Redskins side of the field and hurry up with 1 timeout remaining.
Outside, throws it right behind the defender. It's not looking that time, so Eli Manning throws it behind him, gets a good completion.
2nd and 20. Manning steps up, and Beckham takes a couple of hard hits. Goldson was the first to get to him, and the Giants call their final timeout with 25 seconds to go. Big play call here. 6 minutes into the 2nd half. Rolling out. Eli throws the catch, and it's a good catch made by Beckham for 4 yards in the 1st.
Couple things. Eli Manning on the sprint out in case it's a blitz, and they move Odell Beckham and put him behind the other receiver so the coverage cannot be up there close, so he can run that quick out to get the 1st down. Well done for the Giants offense.
You know, Beckham and the quarterback have a pretty neat little tie here. They both come out of New Orleans and Newman High School, 12 years apart.
Well, you talk about Odell Beckham Jr., Tom Coughlin said he's learned every position, can do everything fast, quick, runs routes, nothing negative when you talk about Odell Beckham Jr.
3rd and 9 for New York. And he got hit when he threw it. Pass to Beckham, and the flags are out. Robinson and Culliver were both
they got good
in there defending.
Sorry, Jim. They got good pressure on Eli Manning. I do not think the football was tipped. It was just a tight pocket, and he couldn't get himself in position to throw the football down the field the way he wanted.
Well, that's what the Redskins are appealing. They're saying that you got to pick up the flag because we deflected the pass. And it did come out wobbling as if, at the very least, you know that Manning's arm was hit when he threw it.
Yeah, but you got to hit it's got to be the football.
Yeah. I know that. And it's a huge call here on a 3rd and 9 play. Would it be a 1st down for the Giants, or would they be forced to punt?
Right of the pass. Illegal contact. Defense, number 29. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Called on Culliver.
Well, it's a good call. He did grab Odell Beckham Jr. as the football hit. No, his arm is, and that's why I didn't have the strength to get down there. And watch 29. Illegal contact way down the field.
It's the right call on both ends of it.
Absolutely. Beckham Jr.
Breland is a good 8 yards off of Beckham on the line of scrimmage, and they're going down to him, and he snags it for the touchdown.
You said the appropriate word. He snags it out of the air. I don't think if he doesn't reach up and go get the football, I think Breland's going to knock it down. But he sensed it, and he got up in the air, and he extended his arms. Watch him run the post from the bottom of the screen. Goodell makes the safety stay in there, and look how he reaches out with his arms and pulls that football in.
You get him one-on-one, and he's going to win almost every single time. Then you got Breland, who, off the line of scrimmage, gave him about a 10-yard spread, and it was off to the end zone. Extra point good. Most exciting play of the night.
Well, the design of the play got him one-on-one, and Eli Manning found him.
Breland unable to stop him. And Odell is in the end zone once again tonight. Well, here's the play of the drive, the play of the night to this point. Beckham from 30 yards out.
Watch him pull the football in real quick so it doesn't get stripped.
Yeah, got it out of reach.
Yep.
Just presence to know that Breland would be reaching in trying to knock it out. And he got it out of arm's length. The Redskins played here in December. Beckham did not play in that Thursday night game last year.
Right.
He had a hamstring issue at the first 4 games of the season. But when they played here against the Redskins in December, Beckham caught 12 passes in the game for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's why I said in the end zone again tonight. That's 4 touchdowns.
There is no foul on the play for an illegal block in the back. Play was legal. Timeout.
4 touchdowns by Beckham in 7 quarters of action in his career against Washington. 25-6. The Redskins and Giants joined the NFL and all 32 clubs in celebrating Hispanic.
Buena protección. Animal largo. Y completo touchdown. Odell Beckham Jr.
And that is Roberto Abramowitz. Calling the action on tonight's SAP. 2nd and 28 as Randall and Beckham stay on the bikes. Well, look at Beckham and Randall. 14 catches combined for 195 yards and a pair of touchdowns. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. The Giants face 3rd down coming out of it.
All y'all girls standing together like that. Can't take
These receivers delivered tonight, especially late. Getting up a huge amount of yardage to close it out at the 14-yard line. The Giant victory, first of the season. And both teams walk off the field tonight at 1-2 on the year. And NFC East now will go into the weekend with the delivered now 11 teams to the playoffs over the last 5 years total, including the divisional champ. So, all right, Tracy Wolfson, we're going to hand it off to you. He's smiling like his brother was last Thursday night.
Right.
You know, we've had 2 Thursday night games. Peyton won the first. Eli won the second one. 32-21. Giants, your final score. And coming up next is CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
But we send things out to New Jersey. Melissa Stark, Deion Sanders, Sean O'Hara, and Odell.
Rich Eisen, thank you very much. Reason for these fans here to celebrate tonight. Odell Beckham Jr., 7 receptions, 79 yards, and a touchdown. But the big story was all the talk about the Giants being 0-2 coming into this game. Quarterback Eli Manning was under fire. What was the message in that locker room and the message you guys wanted to send tonight?
I think the goal was to get a win, and that was the only thing in our mind was to win. You know, this is the best 0-2 team I've ever been on, and it just felt like, you know, we didn't really lose. So the fans are still here, and they've been cheering loud for us each and every game. So it was great to be able to give them a win.
I know Coach Coughlin talked to you guys all week about, hey, we're a couple plays away. We could be 2-0. Now with this win, you could have been 3-0. But what has it been like the last couple of days? I know it was tough, but what was Eli like as the veteran leader of this offense and the leader of this team? And what did he say to you guys behind closed doors?
You know, oddly enough, we all were high-spirited. You know, being 0-2, but knowing you should have been 2-0, you can't do anything about it. So you got to keep going on. And 16-game season, you got to keep pushing, and that's what we did. We came out and got a win tonight.
Whenever you go to a streak like that, and I've been on teams that has been horrific, you always find a way, as a leader, as a star, which you are, to hold yourself accountable. So when you went home after 0-2, what did you say that you needed to do more to help this team win?
The biggest thing for me is something that I wrote on the board in the receiver room. I said, you know, I promised to my guys, I said I'll never take another play off. I won't leave any. I'll try my best not to leave any opportunities out there. And you know, tonight it was just such a great game to be able to see the defense flying around, hitting people, getting interceptions, making turnovers. Offensive line giving Eli all kind of time to throw, and just Eli being able to pick apart the defense. It was a complete team win tonight. It was great.
Deion talks about you being a star. 14 touchdowns since your debut last year in Week 5. That is the most for a wide receiver or a running back. Does that surprise you, or did you already know that?
No, it definitely surprises me. But at the end of the day, you know, I set the goal, I set the bar as high as I can. So, you know, it's a great accomplishment for this team and myself, my family as well.
You know, it was last year right down in that corner of the end zone, right? The catch, the three-finger catch. But you said time and time again, I don't want to be known just for that one catch. Right. I want to be great. Well, tonight you were great. Melissa mentioned it. Rich Eisen mentioned it before. The most in NFL history in the first 15 games. You set that record, 109 catches, 44 receiving yards. Right? Do you even know you did that?
I actually did not know that. That's a surprise to me as well. But you know, you got to keep going. You know, it's never the end, and I just want to keep pushing to be the best that I can, push my teammates to be the best that they can. And the biggest thing for me is anybody who's in my life, I just want to push them to be a better person.
Are you excited about Victor Cruz coming back?
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Why? Tell me why.
It's been, you know, I remember when I was hurt and he was coming to talk to me and just checking on me, making sure I was good, and just being a big brother, you know, take care of yourself, and then, you know, the roles kind of reverse, and I'm sitting here telling him, we need you, you know, we need you, but at the same time, we need you to be all of Victor Cruz. Don't come back if you're not ready. And you know, right now the team has to do what we have to do without him, and we all can't wait. I know they can't wait for Victor to return. It's gonna be a great team.
I mean, you're a star, but you're also a team player, and I love hearing you talk about the other guys. But how happy are you for Ruben Randall, because he stepped up big time tonight?
It was great. Last week, you know, we were trying to find ways to get him involved, because you got to have everybody on the offense involved. You got to have everybody clicking, everybody out there having fun, and being able to see Rube with a smile on his face, you know, going into the game, at the end of the game, it makes me even happier.
In case people missed it last night, there was Catching Odell. It was a documentary on NFL Network. It re-airs tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
In that, you are playing ping pong with your mother. You slam it on her, and you do victory laps around the house.
Got to. She can't beat me. I'm not going to let her beat me in anything. Now.
Are you that competitive?
Hey, man.
I'm not going to take it easy. I can't.
You're great on TV.
I'm going to call Mama and ask Mama. But first of all, Mama's a competitor.
She is. Now, you saw her trying. I don't know if y'all watched it, but she was trying.
And Mama's going to talk, too.
She'll definitely.
See, they don't know that part.
They don't know it.
They don't know Mama's going to talk.
Well, I got to ask you this. Did Mama teach you how to dance? Because I want to know. Hey, listen, last year you hit everybody with the whip. All right, what do you call that? The gator stomp.
Here we go. We got it right here.
What do we got here? Right in the video right there. Tell us what we're doing right here. What is this? What's that? Do we have a name for that? What are we calling that?
It's a dance that a couple of my friends, a buddy of mine in Atlanta. It's a pretty cultural movement. You know, it's called Hit Them Folks. It came out with the whip. Nay, all that stuff. It's just a way of expressing yourself.
That's a different nay right there. That's the I don't see that.
It's all good. It was a touchdown. We got the win, man. So
tell me, what's the difference of this year? We talked at the halftime, man, and they're getting their hands on you. They messing with you a little bit. What's the difference of being a one and just a rookie coming out here and just trying to find your way? Because now you're one. Everybody's game planning for you.
I think it's just you know, it's all eyes on you, and they're watching you every play, and they're watching to see what you're gonna do, how you're gonna react, respond to the little things, and you know, my teammates keep my head on my shoulders all the time. They always just tell me, you know, keep getting after them, keep getting after them, and that's all I need. That's all the motivation I need is just to know that they know I'm out there fighting for them, and we're fighting for each other. So, like I said, it was great to finally be able to get a win. I know it's way better than losing, being able to go home a winner.
I was here for the Jacksonville game, and they were coming after you. Yeah. You feel it? I mean, you feel like guys are really trying to take you out of the game?
I do feel it, but, you know, at the end of the day, there's going to be some hard hits. I'm going to have to take some. It's all football, you know, it's all part of the game, but at the same time, you know, I'm not trying to be a sitting target out there and having people, you know, just do whatever they want. So you got to defend yourself. You got to protect yourself.
Odell, for all those young boys and girls, whoever out there, the fans, my son's one of them who has the picture of the catch in their bedroom. How can you top the catch? Can you ever top the catch?
For the Super Bowl.
Nothing.
Dion, let the man answer that. Sean puts a Super Bowl ring in front of him.
Do it in San Francisco, right? That's how you top it.
This is the only thing. This is the only thing better than topping that catch. you know, my coach, T-Mac, would always say, he said, when you leave this game, you leave with one thing. It's hardware. Two things, my bad. Hardware and memories. And all I have is memories right now. I need some hardware.
How's that feel? How's that feel on the finger over there?
I'm not going to put it on.
Don't put it on.
Get
that over here.
You don't want to jinx yourself.
Yeah, you need a bigger one.
Yeah, no, I need a smaller one.
Odell Beckham Jr., thanks for stopping by, and we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season.
Give him a plug on the show again. What is it, Catching Odell?
Catching Odell.
There you go.
Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern on NFL Network. And I'll also give Sean and me a plug for our Game Day First, 7 a.m. Eastern on NFL Network. You can catch us there, and then we lead right into Game Day. Wake up early with us. All right, Rich, the Giants had a fourth-quarter lead in this one for the third week in a row. This time, they hung on to it.
Well, it's the first time the putt was in the town. You know what I mean? What is Catching Ruben on our end? All right, I got to check the local listings on that. We're back with more on this post game in a moment.
Thanks, Kurt. Tremendous atmosphere here in Orchard Park, New York, as the Buffalo Bills take the field. They get set to host the New York Giants.
Three receivers set on third down. Throw to the outside is caught by Odell Beckham Jr. His first reception today. It's a Giants first down.
Well, Stephon Gilmore from time to time will match an opponent, and we'll see if this plays out the rest of the day today, where he draws Odell Beckham Jr. for the entire afternoon. It'll be interesting because Rex Ryan very high on Ronald Darby, the rookie corner on the other side.
Left. And on first down, it is Beckham to the Buffalo 30 for a gain of 7. Giants must get to the 15 for a first down. This is Beckham, and he is tackled at the 11 by the rookie out of Florida State, second-round pick, Ronald Darby. So the Giants pinned by Schmidt on the 52-yard punt and roll, a penalty, and now they will punt it away.
And you're trying to get that ball out into space to Odell Beckham Jr. Ronald Darby, a nice job, because if he doesn't make that tackle, not only the first down, but some yardage after that as well.
To the outside, of the catch is made by Beckham for a first down and more. Fourth catch of the game for Odell Beckham Jr. He takes it into Buffalo Bills territory.
Eli Manning told us about his ability to stop, one of the unique things, but what I'm impressed with every time I see Odell Beckham Jr. play is his acceleration. And when he gets the ball and he decides to go, he really starts to separate from anybody close.
Manning fires downfield looking for Beckham, who attempts to make the one-handed catch, but he was ruled out of bounds, unable to come up with it.
Working on the outside at the bottom of the screen. He came away with the football in his hand. Does he keep this? Does he possess this? He's just out of bounds, but does he make that catch again? You have got to be kidding me. God, this kid is amazing. Good thing there's no style points in the NFL, Ken. I had to give him 8 for that, give him the first down.
It goes in the books as an incompletion, but we have to give you one more look. In their opening game, as Manning throws over the top, it's Beckham for a gain of 4 as we head to Los Angeles. Check in with Kurt. Third down and 5. Giants can pick up a first down at the 2. Play clock winding down. Manning tries to call timeout. Wasn't granted. Saw Eli turn with the play clock at 1. Signal timeout. Now some more extracurricular activity as Preston Brown attempts to get at Odell Beckham Jr. And flags are thrown.
It's just emotion without discipline, and Rex Ryan is not going to be happy with this. His team's really create a lot of their own issues, and you know, you let the clock get all the way down. Here comes that late blitzer. He's coming in, so now you're trying to change again, and you see the clock running down. Now you're going to call timeout. Oh, ball's on the ground now. Now everything just kind of happens.
After the play,
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52 of the defense. That penalty is half the distance of the goal. Automatic first down.
It's on Brown again, the 15th Bills penalty.
And I'm sure Odell Beckham Jr. said something to Preston Brown because that's who he was going after, but you can't do something that puts your team in a bigger hole, and that's what this Bills team, defense especially, has done all afternoon.
A defeated Washington and now a win in Buffalo as Tom Coughlin and Rex Ryan embrace. Giants win it 24-10 for Darryl Johnston and Laura Oakman. This is Kenny Albert. America's Game of the Week is coming up next.
That's the skyline of Manhattan on this perfect October evening. And across the Hudson in the New Jersey Meadowlands, the New York Giants strive for a third win in a row as they meet the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. East meeting West, the Giants and the 49ers on Sunday Night Football.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
In last year's draft, there was Odell Beckham, who of course had the moment of his career on a Sunday night here against Dallas last November.
Kenny Thacker, SMU, Jimmy Ward, Northern Illinois.
And deep downfield, Beckham got free. Beckham beat the coverage, and Beckham gets tackled finally at the 13-yard line. He ran by Tremaine Brock and got free. Eli put it right into the basket, and off he goes for a gain of 49.
You know, the 49ers, as much as any team I watch, they want to disguise coverages, and that's a great thing. But when you screw it up, like they've done several times this year, it's just giving away points and yards, and that time it couldn't have been easier for Odell Beckham.
Beckham lines up in the backfield, takes the swing pass, and has no place to go. Aaron Lynch, clock stopped at 14, but they'll wind it here. That could be the final play. Second quarter begins. End of one. 49ers 3, Giants 3, and Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Four-man rush. Manning steps up, fires, caught. Beckham skittering his way inside the 30, and then Bowman catches him from behind at the 21-yard line. So they turned a 3rd and 12 into a 3rd and 7 as Manning caught him with an extra man, and then make it pays off with a 31-yard catch and run.
Jaquaski Tart here bit on that little outside move, and then you see Odell just circle back underneath him. And when that young man gets his hands on the football, it is exciting.
3 catches, 78 yards for Beckham tonight. 12. And Manning slips one to Beckham, and Beckham gets forced out of bounds by Jimmy Ward. Been playing very well this season. So Odell Beckham, of course, he emerged into the national consciousness in the game against Dallas here last year. Remember, he missed the first 4 games. He couldn't get healthy. Then he got healthy, and Victor Cruz got hurt. And he emerged as such a star that he wound up on the cover of Madden 15.
Yeah, and he said, he goes, really, when I made the catch, I didn't think it was that big a deal. It became a big deal.
He had a few of those at LSU, but on a stage like Sunday night, as Manning steps up, fires a little bit low for Beckham, and they're going to come in and rule that he makes the catch there.
Man, I tell you what, that was a great catch. Somehow he got his hands underneath that ball, and his mitts are so big that it didn't escape. And Eli thought there's no way he caught it, but he did.
Right, he does. He doesn't want to give the 49ers any time to challenge. If they wanted to, they wouldn't have won it anyway. And Andre Williams takes it to the 1, 2nd and goal.
You know, and of course Odell had that whole incident last week where he got through the punch and the whole thing, and I think Eli had a long talk with him about, do you know how important you are to our football team? When you get down or you get disrupted the way that you were last week, everybody feeds off of that, and I think Odell really bought into that and understands what an important part of this offense he is.
Bend it like Beckham. Well, not like the soccer playing Beckham, but Odell Jr. Of course, that was a catch for the ages, and all he needs are the 3 fingers, and he brings it home. Of course, he practices that all of the time as well. If you come to a game early, the Giants game, you'll watch him practicing the one-handed catches, the bending backward catches. The circus act, I'm telling you. This is what Beckham does pregame. To the strains of Frank Sinatra.
All right. I was down on the field watching him do this too. Look at the crowd. I mean, he does it in that part of the stadium where he starts doing this. Look at the kids standing behind it. Their mouths are, wow. Look at that. It is fun to watch him. He can get off the ground.
And Manning throws, and it's a short gain to the 46. I'll tell you what, he would be the greatest highlight player in the world.
That's a good point.
I mean, that hand, it's like a cesta.
Yeah, yeah. He really can't. I still can't quite get over that catch. And it was so much fun talking to him about it. He goes, yeah, I thought it was a good catch, but I've made some. And really, he's made a couple more this year like that, but he was out of bounds. And they're working now with him. It's keeping more room on the field so that he can make more of those catches that count as real plays.
Rashad Jennings. Beckham. He's played the equivalent of a year, 16 games, 4 this year, 12 last year. Some of what he has done, averaging over 100 yards per game, 30-yard or more TD each of his last 5 home games. And tonight he's already caught 5 for 89 yards. And Eli, and he'll throw that one into the end zone. It's going to be picked off, but Beckham somehow winds up with it as well. Now you've got dual possession, Tremaine Brock, and they give it to him on the interception. So you have to throw it to the end zone or get out of bounds. They throw it to the end zone, and a huge pick for Brock.
They keep doing the same thing. They keep bringing Lynch inside the tackle, forcing Eli to move. And when he moved to his right, he got no height whatsoever on that throw. It was a horrible throw. I don't even know what he was thinking about. Brock was just sitting there right underneath him. There's Lynch jumping inside a Newhouse. And then once he moved to his right, it had no chance. It really had no chance at all.
Only the second interception of the season for Eli. The other came on the last pass he threw at Buffalo.
Tonight's first half highlights are brought to you by the Chevy Silverado.
Beckham got free.
When that young man gets his hands on the football, it is exciting.
Manning, touchdown. Shane Vereen.
Boy, that was a shot. That's the old Kaepernick we used to see right there.
First half, Colin Kaepernick with 3 carries for 23 yards and 118 through the air. Led him on 2 field goal drives. Eli with some really good numbers on the pace for a 450-yard night. Beckham with 5 catches, including a 49-yarder. Beeson, early concussion, went through the protocol, out for the game. And
in that Buffalo game.
Play action. Beckham, free over the middle, tries to spin around. First down, gain of 16. Will Hoyt makes the stop.
I tell you, when he catches the ball, watch the guys just corral him. Nobody's going to go try and take a big shot on him because they know you can't catch him. He is just so quick. They just sort of try to get him surrounded like a punt returner.
Manning stepping up to Beckham, and Beckham will run around the defense for a touchdown. Aaron Lynch had his hand on Manning's shirt, and then Beckham makes the catch and sprints away for 17 yards and is saluted by Victor Cruz.
I'm not so sure they weren't a little messed up in the secondary there. Kenneth Acker, for some reason, against one of the great threats in the game, just backed off into the end zone almost, and there was nobody underneath, and Eli Manning saw it. He just couldn't get the ball to him because there was so much pressure on him.
Beckham now 7 catches tonight, 121 yards, and the go-ahead touchdown. Brown converts, and with 1:14 to play in the third quarter, it's 20-13 Giants.
See, Acker is just going to back off here, and there's really no underneath coverage. See these guys talking right before the snap? I'm not sure they got it communicated correctly. Now Eli's in trouble, but he's got his eye on Beckham the whole way. So nice job there, not only by Odell Beckham Jr., but by Eli Manning just hanging in and somehow getting that ball off. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. I think a slight miscommunication from the 49ers, and it cost him. Good luck here. No corralling him that time. I tell you, Aaron Lynch has been so close tonight. They're chipping, they're helping, they're doing everything. Gets his hands on Eli, spins him. He still throws a touchdown pass.
Manning tonight over 300 yards, 30 out of 39. His second touchdown pass of the night. The other one was a short one to Vereen early on. 20-13.
Who's the last receiver you remember coming into the league with that kind of an impact? Randy Moss, maybe?
Maybe. I was thinking of Randy Moss would be the first guy I would think of. I mean, Jerry Rice made a pretty quick involvement, I think, into the NFL early on. Maybe in his second year, you begin to think, oh, this guy's really something.
Yeah. Unbelievable change of direction.
When these two guys hook up, 11 targets tonight, 7 completions for 121 and that last touchdown. You know, another guy I think about is Torrey Holt came on early in his career.
Yeah, with a good team.
Yep. What's the story with Beckham? Let's go to Michelle.
Well, after scoring that last touchdown, Beckham sort of limped off the field and was met on the sidelines by the Giants medical staff. He's officially questionable with a hamstring injury. They were looking at both hamstrings, stretching them out. And as you know, Al, he has had a history of chronic hamstring injuries.
Yes, he has, and it cost him the first 4 games last season, so he is out. And that's a 4-yard gain on a pass to Larry Donnell for the moment. You got Jeremy Davis, a rookie out of Connecticut, who would be in at a wideout spot. You got Randall, you got Harris as well. And then Davis and Miles White would be their other wideout.
Al, I know it's hard to explain if you've never had a hamstring injury, but for someone who plays an explosive position like wide receiver, it is just so hard to trust yourself to run full speed and make explosive moves because you're always living in that fear that you're going to pull that thing again. And of course, Victor Cruz unavailable as well. 30s at least, just going to make sure nothing gets over the top. And oh boy, if you're a Giants fan, you're a football fan, you're hating seeing that.
It's big.
Well, you just can't have the big mistake. I bet you Eli can't believe who's playing receiver for him right now.
Keep it on the ground. Vereen, and he thrusts forward to the 5-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Do you or don't you?
Oh boy, here we go. I think
you got to take the lead, and that's what he is going to do. The crowd, of course, would love to see him go for it. Orders, people thought this would be a rout. Been anything but. Giants by 3. 2 minutes to play. We go to Michelle.
Well, New York may have all their timeouts for this drive, but not all their wide receivers. Reuben Randall is out now with a hamstring injury. Remember, Odell Beckham Jr. is officially questionable with a hamstring injury. He's been trying to sprint, trying to move on that sideline, but it doesn't look like he's coming in, Al.
All right, thank you, Michelle. So you have Dwayne Harris, Jeremy Davis, and Miles White as your wideouts. It's going to be 2nd down and 10, and the good news for the Giants right there is Odell Beckham is back in the game, and if nothing else, he will certainly draw enough attention in that secondary.
Looks like he's saying a little hamstring prayer right there, too. Even if they don't ever intend to throw him the ball, the attention he should draw being on the field will give others an opportunity.
20-yard line, and Eli in the pocket, going deep, flag thrown at the 11-yard line. That's Beckham with Kenneth Acker. It's going to be a hold.
Will it be a hold or pass interference? It could be either. That ball was in the air, but they'll probably call it a hold.
Yeah, move it to the 12.
Pass interference.
Yeah,
they do.
Defense.
It's a good call.
Final foul. First down.
You'll be able to see the hold, and from above, you could tell there's a jersey grab right there. But you could tell from above that that ball was gone when that foul took place. Good call by the officials.
8-yard penalty as it turns out. 26 seconds.
Odell Beckham just being in the game created opportunities. Just being in there.
And the 49ers unable to defend Shane Vereen on the march down the field.
Wow. Wow.
Cruz comes out onto the field. The 49ers have, for what it's worth, a couple of timeouts. They send Ellington back into the end zone.
Long of 56 yards. So you probably have to get it somewhere at least inside the 40-yard line to have a shot. The end of the third quarter.
Beckham getting the crowd stirred up. Third and 13. And now you're looking for laterals. If you can, but you won't even get that. Bolden. Into the game. The Giants pull one out of the hat. And for the 49ers, that's going to be a really long ride home. They played well. They played much better than most people thought. It's their best game clearly since opening night, but not enough. The Giants lead the East now. They go to 3-2. Niners go to 1-4 as they win the game by a score of 30-27. A masterful last drive of the night when Eli throws for 441 yards. There's the winning touchdown. Donnell hauling it in. A brilliant catch. Coming up next, it'll be the Volkswagen post-game report, and you'll see that right after these messages from your NBC station.
All right, let's turn to Odell Beckham Jr. Hey, come on in here. You scored early, and then you ran off hobbled, but you came back in during that final drive. What was the plan there? What could you do?
The plan to win the game. You know, this is a pretty big win for us. You know, to be able to put a full game together and be able to finish strong, it says a lot about this team.
You seem emotional right now. What's going on?
Just happy we won. Just happy we won.
How concerned are you about the hamstring?
I'm not really worried. You know, we'll got a long week to prepare, get right. So looking forward to Monday.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go to your teammate.
Next Sunday night. Meanwhile, a beauty here in the Meadowlands tonight. The Giants come from behind. Great drive at the end to win the game by a score of 30-27. Until next week, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle DeFoy, and our whole gang led by Fred Godelli of Harrison High. Drew Esikoff saying good night from East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Chilly Monday in South Philadelphia. Great setting for old NFC East rivals, the Giants and the Eagles, playing for the division lead on Monday Night Football. Welcome inside the Link.
And I think the Giants offense has quietly become one of the best units in football. And I think Odell Beckham, their star receiver, is ready to go tonight.
That was a huge story this week. One of the most electrifying players in the league. Would he make it with the hamstring injury? The answer is yes, and Lisa Salters has some of the details.
Mike, it's obviously good news for the Giants that Odell Beckham Jr. will be on the field tonight, but the question is, how effective will he be coming off that left hamstring injury that kept him sidelined from practice all week? Beckham told us he would need to warm up extensively tonight to loosen up that hamstring, and in fact, he was one of the first Giants out here on the field pregame. I asked him if he was experiencing any tightness, and he said, not really. He said, it's just cold. Tonight will be the first time he's really tested the leg all week. He ran a few plays with the team in yesterday's morning workout, but other than that, it's been all rehab work. Muscle aggravation therapy, massages, acupuncture, just about everything to get him ready to go tonight. Eli Manning was telling us that it's Beckham's ability to just stop on a dime that separates him from other receivers. So that will be something to watch throughout the game, Mike, whether Beckham is still able to do that.
Eagles saw a lot of that last year, Lisa. 12 catches in the second game up in Jersey. First and 5 for the Giants. I mentioned when Lisa gave you the update on Odell Beckham coming back off that hamstring that kept him out of nearly most of the end of the game. He wanted to see the Eagles again. Not just the 12 catches I mentioned, but the career high 185 yards and 21 targets. So he's getting a lot of attention from the Philly defense. And the other guys are making them pay as the Giants walk it down the field. Manning from the 13, throws over the middle, complete. It is Beckham in time, just shy of the goal line. Now ruled a touchdown.
What a great drive by New York. Formation usage and stellar quarterback play. I don't think the ball hit the ground. Beckham with the catch. I don't think he was touched.
Ruling on the field as the receiver caught the pass and was not touched down by contact. Therefore, when he slides into the end zone, it is a touchdown.
Carl Sheffers with the perfect explanation. Couldn't tell live if Maragos had gotten a hand on it, but not close. And Odell Beckham Jr. his 4th touchdown on the season. And an ideal 5 of 5 on that opening drive for Manning for 59 yards. Less than 5 minutes, Giants send a great opening message for their start tonight. Odell Beckham Jr. in the end zone. 7-0 Big Blue. And Eli Manning to Odell Beckham Jr. 7-0 to start. 59 of those 80 drive yards come like on the Giants opening drive.
Well, the Giants like this empty no-back formation. Sometimes they motion to a no-back set to give Eli time to look at the defense. And if he sees after the back goes in motion that he has a linebacker covering Odell Beckham Jr., he makes a simple hand signal, and it's field of dreams for Beckham against the veteran linebacker, D'Amico Ryans. That's stealing. But they use the no-back formations, motioning to an empty backfield set to give Eli time to see what to do, and he just took a beautiful swing at Philadelphia.
Moving on the defensive line, and the pick play works. Beckham first down for the Giants, but a flag comes in. Perhaps they saw a little too much contact from the wide receiver trying to spring Beckham free.
Perhaps Larry Donnell getting called for a pick play here.
Tom Coughlin's talking about it within 1 yard, which keeps the offense clean.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference because the contact was within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. The play results in a first down.
Take a look at at the top of the screen. It is Dwayne Harris running interference against Malcolm Jenkins inside the 1 yard area. It is legal.
And Beckham lines up next to Manning, takes it right out of the backfield, gets a quick 5.
That's Beckham motioning into the backfield. They throw a quick loop screen with blockers out front. Just a quick block screen with Beckham catching the football. A lot of different quick passes to get the ball in these skill receivers' hands. Creative attack, hard to find Odell Beckham. They line him up everywhere.
Giants in field goal range. 4-man rush. It holds up. Beckham crossing first down to the 23-yard line. And Eli's hit his first 10 passes.
Well, that time they motion out of an empty set. Eli knew it was man-to-man. He goes right to his crossing route. It's Odell Beckham Jr. against Maxwell. Eli is picking up this Eagle defense easily. He's seeing zone coverages, man coverages, and he is putting the Giants in great play selection.
Year in the league. His own end zone, Manning fires incomplete. Beckham is being held onto by Byron Maxwell, and flags come from all quarters.
Clearly PI on Maxwell.
Pass interference. Number 31 defense. Automatic. First down.
Press coverage. Odell Beckham against Maxwell. It's a second penalty tonight on Maxwell, who has really struggled to find his stride here in Philadelphia. See if the Giants continue to attack him.
Frank Cole got one in 2006. Slant. Beckham to the 38. First down, Giants. Flag down.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 72 defense for contact to the quarterback's helmet. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Cedric Thornton called there.
Eli throws the interception on the slant. They come right back to another one on Beckham. Let's take a look at Thornton, number 72. Gets that left hand. I didn't see that, Mike, but what a beautiful release by Odell Beckham. Signature route of this Giant offense, the slant pattern. Let's take a look at Odell Beckham on this release. Came in with a hamstring ailment. One thing about Beckham, he's extremely quick, sure-handed, can stop on a dime. What a start to his young career.
I'd start on the defensive line for Connor Barwin. Drives back to Manning, nearly got him, but Eli protects the ball, fires to Beckham, who makes the catch. And Nolan Carroll on the tackle. This is some of that old wide 9 stuff from back in the day here in Philly.
Yeah, he's loose, right side of your screen, working against Marshall Newhouse, straight down the midline. That's a power rush, and Eli Manning keeps it alive, finds a completion, but every single play highly contested by this Eagle defense.
White has checked in for New York. Manning quick to Beckham across, and Odell Beckham Jr. uses the speed to get the first down across the 30-yard line.
Combination of speed and quickness. In the slot, just a sharp lookie. He catches the ball and accelerates for a critical first down.
Hi, Mike. Thank you. Well, it was Eli Manning to Odell Beckham Jr. to get the Giants on the board first. 13 yards. Phillies in all the scoring since. 17-7 Eagles at the half, back in 30 seconds.
The good start continued for Eli Manning. Very few mistakes, a great drive down the field. Odell Beckham in the end zone after that opening drive. But D'Amico Ryans had an interception, helped set the tone. A pick 6 taken back by Nolan Carroll. Part of 17 points in a row scored by Philadelphia. Eagles 17, and they get the ball. Giants 7, third quarter. It's a little bit different story here tonight. Not just the names, but the impact. And the Giants offense is going to have to engineer a big comeback here. Now down 17.
I like guys that are always after their personal records, you know.
Odell Beckham sets records with his leaping, his ability, his numbers. Some great numbers. The first 17 games of his NFL career, getting off to the good start tonight. Only targeted once here in the second half. Hasn't been able to get any separation.
Philadelphia's played man-to-man. Remember, he got the touchdown against D'Amico Ryans in his zone coverage. Philadelphia's played a lot of man-to-man, different kinds of man coverage tonight. He's been no factor down the stretch.
And the Giants, against these big teams who they feel like they have to beat, the teams that have been the champion the last couple of years in this division, continue to struggle. Against the Cowboys and the Eagles, the Giants are 1-9 in the last 3 seasons. Eagles win 27-7.
Welcome to the Meadowlands on America's Game of the Week. The weather is absolutely ideal for this matchup in the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys at 2-3 against the New York Giants at 3-3. The wire. Play action from Manning to the sideline. Pass is caught by Beckham. And they're going to give Beckham progress up near the first down marker as he gets up in the face of Brandon Carr. And here's Mike Hill with a game break. We're going to get into the Beckham story, I'm sure, as this game goes on. But there's been so much Troy written about Odell Beckham, who was targeted only once in the second half. And Eli has had to say during the week, look, our offense is not let's see how many times we can get the ball to Beckham. But that is looming in this game.
No, that may not be the game plan, but you've got to give him more targets than 1.5 of football, especially the way that game is going.
And he throws. He's got Beckham. Good for 9.
Well, you want to try to give a little help to Odell Beckham's side, but when you start running the football the way that the Giants are, it forces you as a defense to stop that first. And when you do, you got one-on-one to a dynamic player. Outstanding job out of him again here in this first half.
Harris back in there for the Giants. Here's one for Beckham. He tried for the one-handed catch, incomplete, no flag.
Yeah, it's about the same spot where he made that catch last year. On the same defender, Brandon Carr, and he lays out and just not quite able to pull it in. They get the one-on-one look that they've been waiting for. Just unable to take advantage of it. Good coverage by Brandon Carr.
Lightning did not strike twice. 3rd down and 10. I think one of his best in the NFL, and it's a 3-point game. Here comes Kurt. Visa halftime promo every week.
How did that acting career of Jimmy's never take off?
I don't know. There's Beckham trying for that one-handed catch, and Ian Carr went face mask to face mask.
Well, I can tell you, I referenced that catch last year, which was obviously pretty incredible. Brandon Carr was in coverage on that play too, and he was in great coverage on the play when he made the catch. But he's about tired of hearing about that catch by Odell Beckham.
Just 19 yards, and here's last year with Alan Chris on the call, and this catch that will go down as one of the best ever in the history of this league.
Well, it was so good that it had the league office talking about whether or not they're going to outlaw these gloves. Because I can assure you, before these receivers started wearing gloves like this, there's no way you make that catch. But we've seen him make a lot of good ones. He had a chance, just not quite able to haul it in.
Well, you've got a 3-point. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. That was today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Interception game for Rodgers Cromartie. Here's Beckham, his first target of this second half. And Rodgers Cromartie, who was a Pro Bowler in 2000. Manning rolls right, throws, pass, caught. Beckham, first down. $10 yards on 3rd down and 5.
And we hadn't really seen the Giants in the early part of this game. We saw Eli Manning come outside on the move and hadn't seen much of it since. But with 3rd down and the pressure that the Cowboys have been able to generate with Hardy, Jack Crawford on the sack earlier, excellent call by Ben McAdoo.
And we'll see what the Giants can do on 3rd and 5. Beckham playing with his strained hamstring. Four catches in this game. And it's 4 second-half giveaways by the Cowboys, who led 13-10 at the half. The Giants took advantage of them. They win it 27-20. Back to wrap it up after this. There's a day by Eli Manning, not asked to do a ton because the defense was outstanding, as were the special teams. Darren McFadden, big day for Dallas on the ground. Odell Beckham Jr., not a big impact, but part of the winning side. 27-20 Giants.
Well, Kurt, Halloween weekend always fun in New Orleans. More excitement expected today as the Saints host the Giants.
Here, the passing offense has struggled the last 2 weeks. Hopefully, Odell Beckham Jr. at practice all weeks fixes that, but 233 yards given up to the Cowboys in the run game last week. That could be an issue this afternoon.
Eli Manning returns home to New Orleans. Eli and the Giants take on Drew Brees and the Saints coming up next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shane Vereen in the backfield, 3rd down and 9. As Manning throws, it's Beckham. There is a flag this time as Odell Beckham Jr. picks up a 1st down to the Saints' 28, a gain of 12.
This is going to be a fun battle to watch all day today. Odell Beckham Jr. and Delvin Breaux.
Holding. Defense. Number 32. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
32 is Vaccaro. 1st down for the Giants.
Odell's coming all the way from the inside. You see number 13 right there. It looks like that call should be on Delvin Breaux. Number 40, Kenny Vaccaro dropping down late.
4th and goal from the Saints 2. Vereen in the backfield. Manning throws, touchdown. Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, that Giants sent a message right there because they got stoned on 3 consecutive plays down there inside, and they come back and still go for it on 4th down. And this is very well executed because we've seen a lot of these happen this year where you get the offensive pass interference. It's going to be that rub. It's a nice job by Dwayne Harris not making that contact to draw that flag. Have that feel to be able to get in between all that traffic and still allow Odell Beckham Jr. to get the clean break inside.
Newman High School to Newman High School. Both New Orleans natives, and they connect on the game's first touchdown. On 4th down, Manning to Beckham. 7-0 Giants. Halloween weekend in New Orleans. Odell Beckham Jr. returning home. He told you and I before the game he has about 20 friends and family members, at least that he knows of.
He cut it off at 20 friends and family. He said there's probably lots more here, but he was only responsible for the 20 as that number started to grow.
Said he used to love attending Saints games, especially within the division against the Falcons in particular. So Beckham with the game's first touchdown. Backfield for the Giants. Had a career game last Sunday against Dallas. As Manning fires, and the catch is made by Odell Beckham Jr. out at the 30 for a gain of 9.
All right, this is fun to watch with Delvin Breaux and Odell Beckham Jr. That is some really good coverage. Great competition at the point of the catch by Odell Beckham Jr.
Delvin Breaux, what a story. Like, time to look at it. What a catch by Donnell. A combined 305 yards of offense in the first quarter. Saints lead by 7. The shotgun. Manning to the end zone. It's Beckham again for his 2nd touchdown today.
Well, it was Dwayne Harris on the first one with Odell Beckham Jr. This time it's Ruben Randall, the exact same play, that little rub play. You watch it on the outside, watch 82. That creates the bubble for the defender to run across. Doesn't make the contact. You see right there, such a hard spot for that corner to be in that situation. If it's run correctly, you see how they have to bubble over the top. That's what creates your separation. You've got to have some inside-out help.
Beckham's 6th touchdown of the season, 18th of his career in 20 games. So the Giants come right back, tie the game at 14. Giants Saints tied at 14. A pair of touchdowns for Odell Beckham Jr. Giants drive 9 plays, 79 yards.
That's really bailed them out in those situations. The Giants struggling to get anything going in the run game when they're down in that goal line situation. So Odell Beckham Jr. has been able to get him a couple of touchdowns.
Out to the 20. Well, Odell Beckham Jr. almost as fun to watch during pregame warmups as he is during the game.
And you wonder how he still has the energy once the game starts to be able to play at the level he plays at. I mean, he's constantly moving the entire pregame. Eli needs a couple more weeks before he feels confident and has that one down with him.
Must not be a Newman High School thing. A look at some of the work Cooper has done at Fox this season.
And a lot of people don't know this, Odell, but you and I went to the same high school in New Orleans. What's it like to be this close to me?
They're not exactly what I pictured, but
well, maybe this is more comfortable.
The Manning out. And by the way, Odell Beckham Jr. and Cooper Manning, the only 1,000-yard receiving seasons in the history of Newman High School. Cooper Manning, Odell Beckham Jr.
Good company.
Beckham with both Giant touchdowns today. 176 yards of offense for the Saints in the first quarter. 3 touchdown passes for Breeze. 2 TD receptions for Beckham. Manning with time on the slant. It's Beckham. They look to put a move on Bro, who takes him out of bounds. So the clock stops at the 33-yard line as we check in with Laura. Offense, and more offense in New Orleans. Willie Snead with a pair of touchdowns for the Saints. Odell Beckham Jr. 2 TDs for the Giants. Saints lead by 7. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Both teams started the season slow, but have come on over the last month. Drew Brees, 4 touchdown passes in the first half, 2 of the 4 to Willie Snead. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Second down and 8. Play action. Manning rolling right. And now he fires downfield. He's looking for Beckham, who makes the catch for his 3rd touchdown in his return home to New Orleans. $50 yards from Manning to Beckham.
Wow, they've got everything covered, and you have 2 guys on Odell Beckham in this situation. He's coming from the opposite side. Dwayne Harris, 17 on the inside route, trying to work that intermediate area. Odell Beckham gets on top of Delvin Bro. Safety help, doesn't recognize it. Jarris Byrd plays it poorly in the air, and it's another touchdown.
Beckham played here at the Dome once previously, the 2012 BCS championship game. Alabama over LSU, 21-0. Different story today as Beckham has reached the end zone for the 3rd time. We are tied at 28. Friday night here in New Orleans, Newman High School with a 52-9 victory over Wright. Proud alum Eli Manning with 4 touchdown passes today, 3 to fellow Newman High School alum Odell Beckham Jr.
Doing something right at Newman.
So the Giants erase a 14-point deficit. They score 14 points in 2 minutes, 4 seconds to tie the game.
You talk about opportunities, but you got to cash in on those. And at 28-14, under 2 minutes to go in that first half, the Giants put together that really impressive drive, knowing that they're going to get the ball to start here in the second half. And we talked about the run game being something to watch today. You know what? I'm not even going to run the football. I'm just going to start throwing it because nobody can cover anybody this afternoon.
3rd quarter. From the 20 on 1st down. Manning to Beckham. And Odell Beckham Jr. is out across the 30, gain of 10. That was Beckham's 7th reception today. He has 3 touchdowns. First down in today's game. 50 first downs in 45 minutes. 4th quarter coming up. Giants must get to the 27. Down goes Manning. Ball comes loose. Saints recover.
Looks like we got a penalty.
Holding. Defense, number 40. It's a 5-yard penalty. An automatic first down.
Wow. A huge turn of events.
I just talked about penalties resulting in a first down for the Giants caused by the Saints. This one gets a possession back for them. Bobby Richardson, number 78, is going to loop to the inside. He's going to come free, working against John Jerry. Ball's loose, recovered by Tyler Davidson. First down, Saints, but no. Right there, working against Odell Beckham Jr.
Delvin Breaux flag. So instead of the Saints getting the ball back, new set of downs for the Giants at 35-yard line. Off the play fake to Williams. Catch is made by Beckham. Odell Beckham Jr. inside the New Orleans 40 and finally steps out of bounds at the Saints 27-yard line. Beckham gains 38.
The thing about Odell Beckham Jr. is he's able to run routes, catch the ball on the move, regardless of where they are. He doesn't really lose a step or a stride. And Sean Payton told us, my biggest concern is his start-stop, change of direction. Yeah, he's got flat-out breakaway speed, but that shiftiness is what worries us.
What a homecoming for Manning and Beckham. The 50-yard attempt by Forbath is good. A record-setting day in New Orleans. And the Saints are victorious. Kai Forbath hitting from 50. Saints winning 52-49. For Darryl and Laura, this is Kenny saying so long. America's Game of the Week is next. On a hot, humid Sunday afternoon in Tampa, here come the Buccaneers as they get set to host the New York Giants. Coming up from Tampa, Jameis Winston and the Bucs, Eli Manning and the Giants next on Fox. Peter Whitlock on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. On the slant, deflected and picked off. It was intended for Beckham. Sterling Moore with the interception for Tampa Bay.
That is what this defense thrives upon. There is speed to the ball. If you are not precise in your execution, if you throw behind the receiver and there's a deflection, there are going to be Buccaneer players around to make the pick. It's a slant route from the outside to Odell Beckham Jr. It's behind him. It's deflected. Sterling Moore right there for the interception. Nice job with the patience on the return to let some guys get in front of them as blockers to lengthen the return.
4th home game for the Buccaneers in 3 of the 4 games. The first pass attempt by a quarterback was picked off. It happened to Jameis Winston twice. Following the Giants turnover on the first play from scrimmage. Off the hand of Beckham. Moore with the pick. Leads to a field goal. Down at 4 with the play clock winding down. Giants get the snap off and Beckham wide open for a first down. The first 2 attempts that came his way deflected off his hand, but on 3rd down, Beckham gains 16, and now a late flag has been thrown.
Odell Beckham Jr. he felt he was never really down on that play, continued to press and push, and then tempers flared at the end of that.
Cleet Blakeman, our referee.
After the play, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 54. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Levante David.
Giants continuing to work inside routes coming out of the slot. This is going to be more of the post than the slants, a little bit deeper down the field, getting in behind the linebacker. There are the hits on it. Now let's see what Levante David does at the end of this. You can see as Odell Beckham Jr. goes to get up, he's kind of roughing him up a little bit there.
Sunday in New Orleans, 101 points scored by the Giants, and the Saints' 3rd all-time league record, 13 touchdown passes, 7 for Drew Brees, 6 for Eli Manning.
A lot of people saying one of Eli Manning's best performances of his career comes up short. Drew Brees was like a surgeon.
Manning over the middle, it's Beckham for a Giants first down. Beckham stays on his feet and is finally tackled at the Tampa Bay 13. So Giants needed 2. Beckham gains 13.
Working out of the slot here, get him in close. Still, again, we're working that slant, pushing it up. Got a lot of separation right away, so we're allowing that kind of release. We're uptight in coverage, but you're allowing that free release. No press, no jams yet by Tampa Bay at the line of scrimmage.
Late first quarter here in Tampa. And they do. It's Beckham.
We talk about Shane Vereen coming into the lineup on third downs, passing situations. One of the reasons that Odell Beckham Jr. is able to make this catch is the pass protection. And a lot of that we talk about offensive line, but that was Shane Vereen on a great blitz pickup as well.
Odell Beckham Jr. and the Giants turn the ball over on downs, so the Buccaneers will take over at the 35. But their lead has been cut to 8. Manning finally throws, and he finds his man out at the 27-yard line. Odell Beckham Jr. for a gain of 10, his 4th reception. It will be 3rd down and 3.
Well, they've got hard play action going. You release your backs into the route. Odell Beckham Jr. was supposed to cross the field. He sees Eli Manning moving to his right, just kind of shuts it down, settles into that little soft spot. Back end, Bradley McDougal, Chris Conte playing well. They were going to move Odell Beckham Jr. throughout the formation, trying to create those matchups.
Must get to the Tampa Bay 48. And they do. It is Beckham going gloveless, and he picks up a Giants 1st down.
This is pretty simple right here. Working from that inside slot position on that trip side, just going to push it up the field as soon as I get enough for the 1st down. Putting the ground back to my quarterback.
5th catch for Beckham, who scored 3 touchdowns back home in New Orleans last week. Now Beckham heads to the sidelines, replaced by Miles White. Looked like he had some dirt in his eyes, trying to get it out after his last catch. His pass is caught, and it's another 1st down. So Odell Beckham Jr. heating up. He had only 3 receptions prior to this drive. Now has 6 as he gains 12.
Coming from the outside, it's amazing in a 3rd down situation. He's able to find that soft spot again.
For a 1st down. Pass attack from Beckham, picked off. Manning picked off for the 2nd time today. It's Alteron Werner. Beckham all over him, trying to bring him down. So Werner, who was injured earlier, comes up with his 14th career pick.
Odell Beckham Jr. very upset with himself. He allowed Alteron Werner to beat him to the point on that slant route, and he has been very angry on the sideline during the break. And we've seen the slant. We've seen the slant. Trust what you're seeing. Nice job by Alteron Werner. Yeah, I'm going to beat you to the point. I'm going to undercut that slant. And that's why Odell Beckham Jr. was mad. He allowed him to cross his face, and now you've got to keep your wits about you. You're going to have to make one-handed catches if you hit that jug and it's full.
Beckham not happy as the Giants turn it over for the 2nd time. 2 today. Sterling Moore and now Werner.
Bad location on the first one. Great defensive play. Trusting what you've seen in your film study, and then also understanding what they're doing today. A lot of inside routes by the New York Giants from some of these formations, and he trusted that, and he jumped it. You know, one of the things that happened to Mike Evans, he had the injury early in camp, and, you know, he struggled with his conditioning, hasn't had that opportunity with the hamstring injury. So, you know, I don't know if that's impacting him. Maybe he's not in the right spot mentally, and maybe Odell Beckham Jr. wasn't in the right spot mentally without those gloves, because he's back on the field with them now.
Yes, he is. To the 31. Manning rolling right. On third down, he throws, and Beckham able to come down with it.
I don't think he pushed far enough to have the yards necessary for a first down.
No.
If it was a catch and contact immediately.
You got to come back and catch the football. Gathered it in with two hands and then held on to it with one. But now, for the first time today, Brad Wing out to punt for the Giants.
Well, if the cornerback position is still an unsettled spot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sterling Moore is making a little bit of a statement here. Here this week.
Giants start from the 24-yard line. Manning throws, and coming back to make the catch is Beckham, and then he breaks free. So Odell Beckham Jr., who lost the football after he stepped out of bounds, with another big catch, and he takes it all the way to the 48-yard line for a gain of 24.
Sterling Moore has been working predominantly against Odell Beckham Jr. Just a bad angle as he comes back to try and make a play on the ball. But look at the heady play here. It's actually Sterling Moore who knocks that away from Odell Beckham Jr. Good thing that was not in the field of play for the Bucs.
Manning on third down throws, and it is Beckham who makes the catch for the Giants' first down at the 33.
I tell you, that is tremendous confidence in Sterling Moore, and he's in good position in the coverage. Just a straight man-to-man defense, one-on-one, down low. Look at Odell Beckham Jr. go down and get that ball and keep it from hitting the ground. We've seen spectacular catches up in the air from Odell Beckham Jr., but he shows he can also dig one off the ground. That was impressive with everything on the line the way it was there.
Beckham has hit the 100-yard mark with 9 receptions. Touchdown for Trevin Wade. Giants take a knee. And for Eli Manning, his 96th career regular season victory. That's a new franchise record, surpassing Phil Simms. So Manning and the Giants go to 5-4. Buccaneers drop to 3-5. Tampa Bay home for Dallas next week, while the Giants will host New England. We will return to Tampa right after these messages. The post-game jersey exchange here in Tampa following a 32-18 win for the Giants. Coming up next on Fox, except on the West Coast, it's The Simpsons, followed by Bob's Burgers. Week 10 next Sunday. Coverage begins at 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific with Fox NFL kickoff. New York Giants go to 5-4 on the season. Great job by our entire crew, led by producer Barry Landis, director Brian Lilly. Jameis Winston and the Bucs dropped to 3-5. Eli Manning with a couple of touchdown passes, turned the ball over early, but the Giants would come back, and they defeat the Tampa Bay Bucs on the road by 14. For Daryl Johnston and Laura Oatman, this is Kenny Albert saying so long from Tampa Bay, Week 9. Giants victorious over the Bucs.
The NFL on CBS continues with New England and the New York Giants. Familiar foes on the biggest stage, about to meet again. The Giants having defeated the Patriots the last 3 times, 2 of them coming at the Super Bowl.
At this time, please stand and join in a moment of silent reflection for the victims, their families, and loved ones. Thank you.
It's resulted in his highest completion percentage of his career, and down he goes. It's Beckham getting loose, and he's going to take it the distance. 87 yards.
Well, the Giants said we want to get this football down the field, top of the screen, the best cover corner for the Patriots, Malcolm Butler. And then what happens, even though they were in a defense to stop that play from being big, the safety, I think it was McCourty, too aggressive, got outside, and Beckham comes underneath it.
Beckham, in his first appearance against the Patriots, gives him a little sampling of his talents. Second snap for New York. They strike big right between Butler and McCourty. Career long here in his second year. He's posted crazy numbers. This is his longest reception ever in the 2 years.
Well, single coverage on Odell Beckham Jr. Might have to rethink that. Malcolm Butler was close, but Devin McCourty, the safety, just got out of position and gave him the big play.
You're looking at Coach Belichick on his tablet. That was the longest pass play ever allowed by New England during Belichick's time. Amendola out to about the 20. I was watching during pregame warm-ups. Beckham sought out Belichick, went over and shook his hand. And now he just shook up this crowd as they've answered the Patriots' opening touchdown with an electrifying 87-yarder. Shared it with one of Peyton's teams back in 2005 and the greatest show on turf, the Rams,
You're telling
of
me they're good.
yesteryear.
Is that what you're saying?
And they're driving again.
There we go.
Two Manning touchdown passes. One went for 87 yards to Odell Beckham Jr. The other one right before the half to Dwayne Harris. And it's time for Who Are You Lovin', presented by McDonald's Game Time Gold. It was the Giants' second play from scrimmage. Beckham got between Butler and McCourty, and he took it all the way for the touchdown to match the opening drive touchdown put together by the Patriots. 7. On the run, incomplete, and another flag. This one on Butler. Beckham, who has not caught a pass since the second Giants play of the game that went all the way.
Third defense, number 21. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
I was watching the coverage in the slot. Here's Beckham going to go up the field. Well, what makes this so difficult for Malcolm Butler? Oof. That is really a tough call.
Didn't see a whole lot of contact there, did you?
No, I did not. And I said what made it difficult is Eli Manning got out of the pocket. But that was just excellent coverage by Malcolm Butler.
It was 21-yard penalty in the end on number 21. And there's Beckham's second catch. With Butler on his back, he just picks up 4 or 5.
Tremendously successful head coaches.
3rd and 8. Well defended that time by Butler. And only 1 yard picked up by Beckham.
Well, I was looking forward to this matchup today, and it's been fun to watch. Malcolm Butler, Odell Beckham Jr. The long pass to start the game. Not all Malcolm Butler's fault, but since then, it has been some terrific coverage at the line of scrimmage. That's where Butler's winning.
Well, since that one play, Beckham's caught 2 passes for 5 yards.
Look at this. Coming across the field, a little outside-in move, and Malcolm Butler right there with him.
Boy, they threw a parade for him. Gave him a key to the city.
Where, in New England?
In Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Oh, Vicksburg,
his
okay.
hometown. After 2:51 in the first half, 38 yards in the second half. Going for a long one and incomplete.
How about that? Odell Beckham Jr. just pats Malcolm Butler on the rear end and says, man, this is something. What a battle. It really is. And the Patriots, they didn't back off after they got beat with these long throws down the field. Boy, both of them going for the football. Malcolm Butler right there.
And Giants pass on the mark to Beckham. And Hightower rides him down. First down Giants with 4.5 to go.
The time Eli Manning stood in the pocket and just drove the football down the field. It's a zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback. And Odell Beckham Jr., what a job coming around the underneath coverage. And Eli Manning put a little heat on the football to make sure it got there.
Going up top. Yeah, they're going for the gusto. Oh, it's knocked out of the hands. They rule it a touchdown for Beckham. But now they'll talk about it. Chong saying no way. Yes, they say way. Touchdown.
He was not being contested.
After the touchdown occurred.
I think this whole thing, we go on and on about what's a catch, take it to the ground, the Des Bryant play against Green Bay in the playoffs. And this is going to be reviewed. This is going to demand that we bring in Mike Carey.
Oh, there's contact before he establishes maybe the catch on the ground. We'll see what Mike Carey says.
Mike Carey, is that a touchdown?
No, that was not a touchdown, and here's why. In order to complete the catch, you have to have 2 feet clearly down with possession. Simultaneous with that second foot was the strip. The ball comes out, incomplete pass, and that's what I would rule if I was on the field.
Very well said, Mike.
Well, there was a lot of hesitation, Mike, on the field, too, as it happened with the officials.
Well, it happened so quick, and, you know, the passing game is complex. But when you slow it down, you see there is just not enough time with control after the second step. The ball is out. This is incomplete. This is one we all can agree on, I think. One step,
Butler's
two step,
reaching.
three.
Yep.
He had no time to become a runner, and it's the same in the end zone as it is on the field of play.
All right, Hockey's made his judgment.
The pass is incomplete. The ball was knocked out just as the second foot touched the ground. The receiver had not yet become a runner. Therefore, it was an incomplete pass.
Incomplete is the call. I'll tell you another little nuance here. It happened with 2:01 to go, so that saves another play if you're looking at it from New England's perspective.
Absolutely huge play in the strategy of this football game. Giants, I'm not really surprised, even the play before, the long pass to Harris down the sideline, being aggressive. They've been aggressive all day long, and they've continued that right here to the
field goal.
Well, yeah, we've seen
jumping
that.
Into the sky. We saw one of the great plays earlier this year. Our kick track says that the kick, as this one goes on the ground, preventing the Giants from getting anything going. No, they actually, with Jennings, ball was on the ground. Still alive to the Giants. Last minute, gives it up. That's Randall back to Beckham. Is this going to be Miami dig or what? Nope, he's out of bounds. The game is over. Bill Belichick and the Patriots. We're now 9-0. One of the better games you'll see this whole season. Ends with the Patriots on top. Just when you think the Giants had their number again, the Patriots get the Gostowski winner from 54 out.
Let's say 3 times today I said the Giants got them, but the Patriots found a way. They got an opportunity, and they took advantage of it.
Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. Scott Pelley reporting from Paris. Madam Secretary Goodwife, CSI Cyber. For Phil, Tracy, all the crew, thanks for being with us. Patriots now 9-0 on the season. The Giants fall to 5-5. This is Jim Nantz saying so long. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
2:06 left. New England 1 timeout left. Now, first, this looks like a touchdown to Odell Beckham Jr., but Malcolm Butler makes the play.
Well, Butler does a great job of continuing to play football, and Odell Beckham Jr., great young receiver, but just squeeze the football, hold it tight to the body, make sure you have the score.
And it was reviewed and overturned, and there's 2:01 left, so you see there's a timeout they didn't have to spend. It will explain it later. An incomplete pass. Now 2-minute warning. Now Eli rolls out. Sacked. And so instead of a touchdown, it's a Josh Brown 29-yard field goal. Giants lead, but you've allowed a $1:47 on the clock for this man.
I lost this game. You know, the play down in the end zone, the play should have been made. You can't leave it up to the officials to get anything right. You got to just make the play yourself.
Tom Coughlin, I mean, obviously there were so many plays down at the very end that could have happened. There was clock. It's hard to get into it while we were doing the highlights, but the Giants, they easily could have won.
We can play Monday morning quarterback because certainly you look back and think, well, they could have used, forced more timeouts quicker, used up more of the clock, less time on the play clock, but also Odell Beckham Jr. could have held on to the football, would have been a score. They'd have been going for a 2-point opportunity. I think that the Giants will look at their season right now. We still got a lot of season left. The first 2 games of the season, they felt like they should have won. I think they will look back at this game. They will feel like they had a little bit of mismanagement at the end and could have won this football game as well.
Brady, play action, throws, and it's caught. Touchdown, New England. Beckham, they're not going to catch a touchdown. To the corner, it is caught. They'll roll it a touchdown. Amendola's going to catch it up the right side, gets a block, breaks another tackle, and he's tripped up inside the 15-yard line. Blunt dives for the end zone. Brady throws down the middle for Gronk, and it's caught, and Gronk is free and touchdown. From the crosser and picked off at the goal line. What a play by the corner. Manning throws left side for Beckham, goes up and gets it, and then dropped it. Brady under pressure, throws down the middle, but it's picked off. It's incomplete. The kick on its way. It's got the leg, and it is good.
You can only give Tom Brady so many chances and so much time. After the Giants failed to punch it in with 1st and goal from the 5 and eat up enough clock, they dropped an interception.
The play's there, you got to make the play. There's nobody even there. Catch the ball and the game's over. I'm sending the victory team out. It's just a shame. It's just, I don't know how to explain it.
And then they let Brady convert a 4th and 10.
He always makes big plays, so he's a great player for us. And he always comes up big when we need him. You got to find different ways to win. And, defense came up big when we needed it to. Offense, made a few plays when we needed to, but it was a great day.
From there, perfection was preserved.
Defense made some great plays there to give us, some opportunities. So I was glad they hung in there all day against a very good offense. And, Eli's had a great game. And, they got a very good team, very good offense. And, our defense came up big and ended up making them kick a field goal there at the end. And then, we got just enough time.
Thanks very much, Kurt. Here come the Washington Redskins. First place on the line as they get set to host the New York Giants. The opening kickoff is coming up. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins take on Eli Manning and the Giants next. Manning on 3rd down throws, and the catch is made. And taken out for a first down by Odell Beckham Jr. to the 34-yard line, a gain of 9.
Started in the backfield, motioned out to the slot. So in that stacked formation behind, allows him to get up the field and cross. A lot of traffic there for Bashaud Breeland to make his way through. But again, the protection and the time to throw the ball.
Teron Johnson. Odell Beckham Jr. on the Giants offense. Back out when we return.
Thanksgiving and appreciate everybody leaving a little bit early on the holiday weekend to help us out.
Wide open, it's Beckham into Redskins territory to the Washington 41, a Giants first down.
And it's all about opportunities, and the Washington Redskins.
Remember, he once got rid of the football before crossing the goal line during his days with the Eagles. Catch is made by Beckham for a gain of 7, and great to see Eli Manning right back on the field after he had his hand stepped on. Starting field position for the Giants. Off the play fake. Manning to Beckham in Redskins territory for a Giants first down. For the Washington 47. And for an update on the Giants offensive line, we check in with Laura.
I thought you were going in a different direction on that one, Kenny.
Second down and 9. As Manning steps up and throws, it's Beckham for a Giants first down.
And that's what you have to start doing in this passing game. The passing game struggled the entire first half, never established any rhythm. You have to get Odell Beckham Jr. with a different matchup. But Bashaud Breeland played him very, very well. Very physical matchup that entire first half. If you're not going to throw away from Bashaud Breeland, then move Odell Beckham Jr. into another matchup.
Now 2nd and 14. Manning fires downfield, looking for Beckham. He makes the catch. Odell Beckham Jr. inside the Redskins' 10-yard line, a 31-yard pass play.
Now you can talk about all the athleticism, the hands, the miraculous catches he makes, but the biggest thing is just a competitor. One of the biggest competitors that I've ever met. This has been fun to watch between Odell Beckham Jr. and Bashaud Breeland today.
6 of Manning's 13 completions have gone to Odell Beckham Jr.
Kenny, I talked to Jay Gruden, who told me at halftime, we want this to be a miserable afternoon for New York, and we're going to do that by staying aggressive. We've already seen that first drive, and starting right now, he said that means players and play calling. He told his team, we're down 17, but with Eli and Odell Beckham Jr., that can cut in a hurry. So the key, staying aggressive.
Start from their 8-yard line. Manning to the outside, it's Beckham, and he's pulled down. Could be a face mask, D'Angelo Hall. And flags are thrown.
Personal foul, face mask, number 23 defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Easy call for the official, just getting up a little bit high. That's one of the reasons you want to stay down low when you come in to tackle. Take out that potential for that hand to get up around the face mask area, but good to see D'Angelo Hall back out on the field.
2nd down and 10. As Manning throws, wide open, it's Beckham. And a flag as he was horse-collared down as he crossed midfield.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 23 defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
You can see you get inside the shoulder pad or the jersey and then pull the player to the ground. And one of the big things, it is an open field play. That's why this is such a dangerous way to tackle, why this rule was put in place. We saw so many lower leg injuries in that situation before that penalty was put into play.
Manning throws, Beckham, a diving catch. What a catch! Odell Beckham Jr. for Giants touchdown.
You have got to be kidding me. I mean, this guy does it almost on a weekly basis. This is unbelievable. How this ball does not come loose when he hits the ground, I have no idea. Down at the bottom of your screen, great coverage by Will Blackman.
Really on the field of a touchdown.
Brings it in with the left hand, then the right hand, ruled a touchdown on the field.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Will Blackman is in good position. The ball's in a spot that only Odell Beckham Jr. can make the catch, and I do mean only Odell Beckham Jr. can make the catch.
Remember, it was Beckham in the Giants' last game against New England in the final moments who had the ball knocked out of his hands. It was initially ruled a touchdown and then was reversed. This one has been confirmed. As we welcome those of you who just joined us. Flag prior to the kick. False start.
False start. Number 79. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
Beckham getting the Giants portion of this crowd fired up.
Yeah, but he's got to get inside that player's box.
His 9th touchdown this season. His 5th against the Redskins in 3 career games. The extra point is good. So the Redskins, who led 20-0 less than 6 minutes ago, will get the ball back. It's now a 6-point game. Lost on Thursday. How about that catch by Odell Beckham Jr.?
I didn't think I could see one. There's a lot of people that'll argue about the one against Dallas on Sunday night. That was amazing. That last one was unbelievable. We talked, a lot of this is done at the line of scrimmage, and it's aggressive. There's the thumbs up, outside, little signal. You got one-on-one. I'm coming your way. And you always want the quarterback to put the ball where only the receiver can get it. This, I don't know if there's another wide receiver that can do that. I don't. I mean, the guy he's just an amazing athlete with tremendous hands and presence on the field.
Who first caught a pass from Eli when he was in high school. Newman High School, same high school as Eli and Peyton and Cooper Manning. And they used to throw to him as a high school student when they were back home during the offseason.
Well, the Giants started out the day with interceptions on their first 2 series. The Redskins couldn't take advantage. Here they are inside the red zone with their first opportunity for points. Quentin Dunbar with the big interception. But they've been able to bounce back. He goes back to Ruben Randall, who's had a very up and down afternoon. And then the last touchdown, just another highlight reel catch by Odell Beckham Jr.
A spectacular catch for the Giants' 2nd touchdown of the 4th quarter.
But a nice job, though, on first down by the Redskins on that play, running the football with Alfred Morris. Look at what that puts him in. It puts him in 2nd and 4.
Washington Redskins looking to jump into first place in the NFC East. What a catch by Beckham moments ago.
Morris to get another first down.
So the Redskins take the delay of game penalty. Giants decline it. Cat and mouse game here between the head coaches. So Beckham, bottom of your screen. 7 seconds remaining. Dwayne Harris looking to get it back to Beckham. Beckham tosses it back to Randall. Now Manning across the field, out of bounds. Redskins take over first place in the NFC East.
I like the decision by Joe Barry and his guys on how to defend this in this situation. We are not going to let you get out of bounds and try and line up again for a Hail Mary throw.
Stanford band nowhere in sight either, as the Redskins raise their record to 5-6, same record as the Giants.
Here as we get midway through Week 12, starting in Washington.
That's Odell Beckham Jr. Where do you see the catch he makes in this football game? But first, this bombs away to Deshaun Jackson. 63-yarder gets deep beyond the safeties. Good throw from Cousins. 10-0 Washington. Later in the 4th quarter, Manning looking left. Firing to Odell Beckham Jr. Watch this catch. Reaches out, left hand, pulls it in, covers it. Hands under the ball, right there, down, ruled touchdown. Absolutely, what a great grab. We got a ball game, 20-14. Back later. Here comes 7 seconds remaining. Eli Manning to Dwayne Harris, and then, well, you kind of figured it out. Here we are, rugby. Throw it up, out of bounds. Redskins go to 5-0 at home, now leading the NFC Eastern Division. 2014, Redskins beat the Giants.
Gentlemen.
JB, it's just the 13th time the Jets and Giants will meet in the regular season. Eli Manning and the Big Blue had a chance to create some separation last week in the NFC East, but a disappointing loss in Washington put the Giants at 5-6 on the season. Brandon Marshall has never been to the playoffs. He and the Jets are trying to make a postseason push. It's a logjam in the AFC. 5 teams enter action this week at 6-5. Well, last week we saw a whole lot of Odell Beckham. He was targeted 18 times by Eli Manning. I think we expect to see a whole lot of Beckham again today.
The most dynamic and entertaining player in the National Football League. And you just can't get enough of seeing his extraordinary catches. Growing up, he felt he always had good hands, but he told us he has learned the value of hard work and practice, and he has the desire to compete for every pass and to win every game. And aren't we all the lucky ones, because we get to see something special every time he takes the field.
The NFL on CBS is live in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Jets and the Giants in Week 13. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP book. 2nd and 6. Play fake. Manning, high throw. One-handed grab. Odell Beckham. Put it on the highlight reel. 22 yards for Beckham.
And you describe it, Ian, because this is indescribable at times.
Suction.
Awesome.
Yards on first down.
Well, we've seen him practice this before the game. He must make 10 of these type of catches in the back of the end zone just warming up. And he told us, he says, I practice them because that helps me make them in the game.
With an emphatic sack on Fitzpatrick. It'll be 4th down for the Jets when we come back. 3-0 the Jets leading the Giants after 1. Back to the Meadowlands after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. 3rd and 2 for the Giants. Manning over the middle. Odell Beckham splits defenders. Goodbye, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. 72 yards on the catch and run. Electrifying.
And afterwards, he wins the 60-yard high hurdles as well. Just a crossing route. Mix up in the secondary. And Marcus Gilchrist, no shot at all. Beckham pulls away and celebrates by going over the hurdles.
We asked Beckham about moving around, lining up in different spots. He said he actually likes lining up inside because you get to mix it up and it gives you more route options. You think back to the last meeting between these two teams. Victor Cruz went for 99. It wasn't quite 99, but Beckham has been overcoming hurdles throughout his life. The Jets have been susceptible to big plays throughout the season, and the Giants just made them pay. Odell Beckham Jr. 4 touchdown catches of 50 or more yards. That one 72 yards, and the Giants regain the lead.
Had an 87-yarder against the Patriots. Interesting in talking to Antonio Cromartie about Beckham and Jarvis Landry of the Dolphins. He felt that Landry had better speed and better running ability after the catch than Beckham. Well, I don't think he wants to look at the tape of that catch and run by Beckham. Might have to eat his words.
Was in the middle of that pile and is brought down short of the 25.
And you talked about Beckham being in the slot. Here he is, bottom left of the screen. There's a little slant route, and with the coverage real loose on Beckham, he splits the defenders there, and it's all over. I mean, they're not even close to closing on Beckham. He's a good 3-step or 2 on the high hurdles. You know, they talk about coaches talk about players playing with their hair on fire.
You don't even have to say the next line. That's just a ... And the Giants have doubled up the Jets in this first half, 20-10. We mentioned Odell Beckham's mom, Heather. She comes to the game. She handles his business affairs. And he said they have a great relationship. Sometimes, though, when she calls, he's not sure, is she calling as mom or is she calling as his business manager? We talked about her background in track. Clearly, Odell has got some skills as well. She's very superstitious. She comes to the games, but she won't watch once the ball is snapped and she senses the ball's going to Odell. She'll look down at her phone or just find a spot to stare here at the stadium.
Yeah, I think it's safe for her to keep her eye on her son.
She's superstitious. Obviously, it's working for her, so I'm not sure she's going to disrupt the routine, Dan.
I just wonder if she saw the hurdle act after the touchdown. I think that was sweet for your old mom.
Well, he said that once the crowd starts cheering, she knows she can now look up. Something good is happening. She can look up then.
She had a lot of time to look up on that 72-yarder because that was a short pass that Odell Beckham, 72 yards.
That's settled down through the years, but a lot on the line here between the Jets and the Giants. We've hit the half. 20-10, the Giants in front. Verizon halftime report is coming up after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
And just like that, guys, number 13, Odell Beckham Jr. shows up. Hey, bust your screen. Stay with number 13. Don't let him go.
2 guys in the flat.
72 yards. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick is 14 of 19, 169 yards, plus 1 TD. And there you go, the hurdles for Odell Beckham Jr. They lead the Jets 20-10 at half.
Fitzpatrick is dumped. Ivory coughs it up. The Giants claim they've got it, and they do. Manning over the middle. Odell Beckham, goodbye, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Away in the second half. Manning, protection holds up. Manning, it's caught by Beckham. First down, Giants with a flag thrown back at the 18. Well, we got the first down part of it.
I picked it up.
This was like a Aaron Rodgers commercial for a moment. Discount double check. Your mic's on for the Giants. Demario Davis in on that stop. 5th straight game with 100 or more receiving yards. That's a single season franchise record. It ties the overall franchise record, which was held by Homer Jones back in the 60s. Scoring in the third. The fourth quarter is coming up. The Giants 20, the Jets 10. The NFL on CBS.
2 catches in the second half for just 26 yards for Beckham.
Jets have it. John Hussey has welcomed us to overtime, and we will have it for you when we come back. The NFL on CBS. Backfield. And Manning out of the gun. Manning over the middle. Odell Beckham with the catch. Slammed down as he crosses into Jets territory at the 49. That's an 8-yard pickup. Manning. Deep ball. Separation. Beckham can't haul it in. It's 4th down.
And that kick of the ball by Beckham is going to cost him for a delay game penalty. That'll bring up a 4th down and 7 instead of 4th and 2.
3 flags came flying down.
After the play was over, delay of game offense number 13 for kicking the ball. It will be 4th down after the 5-yard penalty.
Beckham got turned around, and then at the end of the play right here, a kick.
The pressure on Manning forced that ball to be thrown more down the field than Beckham was expecting. He's frustrated and cannot control his frustration.
Tom Coughlin just can't understand the emotions there becoming too much for Beckham. And here's the game. 4th and 7. Giants trying to keep this drive alive. Manning in the pocket. Manning throws. It is caught. Odell Beckham has got it. Inside the Jets 35.
How does Coughlin feel now about Beckham? The bailout catch here. I'm not even sure that's where Manning was intended to throw this ball.
The Jets could have ended the game right there. Instead, the Giants have life. 21-yard pass play.
And you got to double team him. There's no question about it.
To the quarterback and forcing Manning into that throw.
Now, Screen does a good job of disrupting the route to begin with. But just a great concentration by Beckham to cradle that ball.
A 48-yard attempt. Diassi will snap it. Wing will hold it. From 48 yards away. No good. The Jets win. Huge victory for the Jets in this New York showdown. And a damaging blow to the Giants' playoff hopes. In overtime, the Jets 23, the Giants 20. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
Welcome to the Monday Night Kickoff, engineered by GMC. Sun Life Stadium in South Florida, a very important game for the 5-7 Giants against the 5-7 Dolphins on Monday Night Football. And in start 61 is going to be looking for Jarvis Landry, who along with Odell Beckham Jr., his best pal, a reunion tonight. We'll talk about their big matchup in a moment. No major choreographed special event pregame, but best friends Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. did show off their one-handed talents. These best pals who share the same school, the same draft class, and the same position. The subject of tonight's Chalk Talk. We've seen running back pairs from Penn State in the 70s, from SMU in the 80s, and Auburn a decade ago leave college together and succeed in the pros. But for a two-year debut, little compares to the two who were roommates in Baton Rouge. One shining on Broadway, and the other making a splash on South Beach. Now, if Jarvis Landry catches 7 more passes this season, the duo will rank 1-2 in NFL history for receptions in a player's first 2 seasons. While Landry had the better stats over their last 2 LSU years, it is Beckham who has single-handedly become the top attraction among NFL receivers. Playing his 25th game tonight, he's a touchdown catch away from ranking first or second in all the major receiving categories to start his career. These two are inspired by the chance to be opponents on the opposite side of the field for the very first time in their career. But getting the ball to Beckham could be a problem for the Giants tonight. In our Subway Fresh Take, John, let's talk about a weakness of the Giants going up against a strength of the Dolphins.
Well, the best thing the Dolphins do, Mike, is rush the passer.
Yard bomb. And that means Eli and Odell, the 2 best Giants on their roster. See if Beckham can start the meter running towards a 100-yard game tonight. Andre Williams is the back. Manning towards Beckham, who slipped coming out of his break, but comes back and makes the 12-yard catch. First down, Odell Beckham Jr.
Well, he's been the only threat the Giants have had in recent weeks. He's going to run a comeback. Watch him get out of his break. Catch the football, track the sideline. They're going to look to him as many times as they can, and Grimes has got to step up his play. The veteran Pro Bowl corner has struggled in recent weeks.
Will somebody step up with Beckham? Randall, Harris, Hakeem Nixon's back with the Giants now. They need some passenger to ride along on the Odell Beckham train as a receiver. Odell Beckham Jr. and this Giants offense comes out. Odell was battling a cold. We saw him before the game yesterday. He was telling us how he's been so excited for this week to face his old friend Jarvis Landry. And of course, of all weeks, he's battling a little bit of a cold, a little bit of an injury, so it hasn't been the perfect preparation leading up to this matchup. You know, Landry and Beckham both at LSU. They're talking about this hidden tape. Our Monday Night crew is going to dig this out. You knew our gang would get it done. Best in the business. How about these catches in practice?
These are circus one-handed catches. He's Two receivers, Beckham and Landry, are famous for this. Did you see that?
Pick up that inside pressure if it comes. Quick to Beckham. First down, Giants at the 6. Jelani Jenkins the tackle.
Credit Eli Manning. He saw that double A gap blitz. He audibled. He brought his tight end into the backfield to get the protection that he needed. And he threw the quick strike to Beckham, who was in the slot for a huge first down. That's the one thing about...
5, Manning stepping up, shot downfield, Beckham! Brought it in, flag is down, back by the quarterback, Odell all the way to the 30. If it stands, it's 45 yards.
People continue to work Brent Grimes, who has really struggled defending the deep ball.
Tackle.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 50, hitting the quarterback late. It's a 15-yard penalty tacked on the end of the play. First down.
It makes it a 60-yard gain for the Giants.
Just a post route. He runs Grimes down, and Grimes is no match for the speedy Beckham, and Eli Manning threw a beautiful pass. There's Olivier Vernon with a late hit. I didn't see that. When you have Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning and a go-to receiver like Odell Beckham, a tough matchup. I don't care what their record is.
But as we go to tonight's first half, Zale's extraordinary moments, let's talk about what the Giants were able to do in moving the ball effectively with Eli.
Oh, Eli Manning saw that double A gap blitz. He audible. You see the back swing wide to his left. It opens up Beckham for a critical first down. They ended up scoring a touchdown there. And then in a 2-minute drill right at the end of the half, it's a post pattern to Odell Beckham, who runs right by Brent Grimes. How about that throw? They're going to put the season on Eli Manning's back. They're going to have to outscore the Dolphins down the stretch.
As for the Dolphins, Dan Campbell came into this game saying Odell Beckham Jr. cannot have any big catches. That 45-yarder, he said, hurt. He said, we've been doing everything, doubling him, rolling it to him. The one time we single him up, he said, and he hurts us. Mike.
We got out of the Kelvin Shepard tackle to gain 6. And here's Beckham.
They need Beckham. Beckham has an illness, came into this game not feeling great. Perhaps that had something to do with his disappearance to start this half. Got to keep him in this game.
4 targets in the first half. Beckham caught 3 balls, including the 45-yarder. First and goal, quick count, Giants. Eli rolling it, throwing it end zone. Incomplete. They say Mr. Magic didn't keep his feet in before his body came down.
How does he catch these footballs?
There's a discussion here between the two officials on the side as we watch it. They're still in conversation. Secured there. He's dragging that toe.
I'll tell you.
I'm
challenging that.
They're still discussing it on the field here, John. You got to watch and make sure he kept the ball all the way through the process of the catch.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Ruled incomplete. There's pylon cam. It's right there. You can see him scrape that across the top of the grass. And Tom Coughlin has thrown, John, the challenge flag.
I'm going with Beckham. How about that body control and sideline awareness? What a play.
The one thing that's going to be interesting to watch
the ruling on the field of an incompletion
in this review is how much the ground comes into play after the catch as Beckham goes to the ground and the ball hits. Does he keep control? It's very close. This part was another spectacular Beckham moment. Jerry Austin, we looked at replay. What do you think?
I think this is a touchdown. He has control of the ball. He gets his toe in, drags the second foot, lands out of bounds, never gives up control of the ball, meets the requirements.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. The receiver had possession, got 2 feet down in bounds. It is a touchdown. New York will not be charged with a timeout.
Add another one to the incredible Odell Beckham Jr. clip reel. The feet came down. We should yet. Watch the drag of the ball all the way across the ground there. And it is ruled in consultation with the replay central in New York that Beckham has scored and the Giants are an extra point away from a tie game. He does amazing things. Extra point for Josh Brown is good. And we're tied at 24. Before we talk about Beckham, I want to talk about that touchdown for a second. When we're going to talk about catch or no catch, when does the ground help you or hurt you? He caught the ball, he stays in control, he drags it all the way across the ground, and by the rule, it's a touchdown. When they start talking about that with this little committee that was formed this week, I wonder if they're going to address that. Just watch this here. It doesn't take away from his spectacular hand strength, his control, his incredible ability to get his feet down. But watch this ball, it just drags across the ground here. I know he keeps control of it. If you're supposed to go to the ground and maintain it, he's maintained control, but the ground is helping him there to keep the ball in his grasp. In any case, John, tie game, and the spectacular Beckham with another one for the highlight reel.
The guy is sick. He goes into the locker room to get an IV. He comes out and makes a play like that. Talk about completing the process. That's one of the greatest processes I've ever seen. Give the man a sticker for his helmet. Odell Beckham Jr. You can't cover him. They're doing everything they can to double him. You heard the head coach say we're going to roll coverage to him. Eli made a great throw. That's what was lost in all those replays. But Odell Beckham Jr., the primary receiver, offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo doing an excellent job moving him around. He's playing on the left side, the right side. They put him in motion. He's in the slot. He's out of the backfield. And Eli Manning knows they got to continue to feed him.
Incredible last 3 drives for Eli. 11 for 11 and the 3 touchdowns. So Odell Beckham Jr. in his 25th career game. Odell 25. Not Odell 25, but Odell 25 games. First in NFL history in catches. First in NFL history receiving yards. And now that touchdown gets him to 23. Tied for second most touchdowns. First 25 games. That's more than hello from Odell in his first 25. Earlier, back in. Only one brings pressure. Flag down as Manning throws sideline towards Beckham. It's incomplete. Grimes was in coverage, but pass interference is the call. Let's see which way. I assume it's on
Pass
Grimes.
Interference. Defense, number 21. The ball was placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Well, Eli read the blitz. He audibled, and they get the veteran Grimes again. Number 21. Beyond 5 yards. And
through both defenses at this point. Manning,
oh
deep shot, Beckham wide open. Odell, so long. Giants lead.
From coverage. Odell Beckham destroys him.
And with Ray Lewis in the house, he gave her the Ray Lewis dance in the end zone. 84 yards. Injured Giant back there, the left tackle, Eric Flowers, who was banged up coming in with a left ankle injury, holding that ankle as the Giants lead by 6.
Bottom of the screen, you're just going to see a slant route. I have no idea what Rashad Jones. We talked about the corner number 22, Jamar Taylor, a backup who checked into the game because of the injury. Jones and Taylor blow coverage. And if you blow coverage against Odell Beckham, Eli won't miss that one.
An 84-yard touchdown for Eli Manning's 4th touchdown pass of the night. Beckham had the 87-yarder earlier this season against the Pats. So add the 84 to that, at a 72-yarder last week against the Jets. And now has given the Giants the 6-point lead. Flowers limps off with the help of the Giants athletic training staff. As the 2 guys from Isidore Newman High School in New Orleans celebrate a 12th touchdown catch of the year. Extra point good from Brown. The Giants go 2 plays in 96 yards. They're home right here, touch the ball again, and the Giants lead by 7. Well, these 2 roommates at LSU came out of the same draft class, the same position from the same school. I've been so looking forward to being opponents for the first time. And these 2 young men who met at a 7-on-7 passing camp back in 10th grade and immediately knew they connected and they would be friends
Boy, they put up a show tonight. 15 catches between them. Beckham has scored touchdowns for the Giants to tie the game at 24, and that 84-yarder giving New York a 7-point lead by Cooper Taylor.
Well, in this coverage, Odell Beckham, he just runs a slant and go. And you see the safety, Rashad Jones, he jumps the slant. And number 22, the right corner, Jamar Taylor, has got to protect his safety. Didn't do it, blew the coverage, and Odell Beckham is off to the races. But Bobby McCain, the starting corner, got hurt earlier. Backup corner, Taylor into the game. You got to continue to go after him.
Key moment has to pop over to left tackle. Change to the Giant O-line. Manning's going to roll the opposite way. Throw complete to Beckham, just shy of the first down.
It's a nice play by Beckham. On the sideline. Watch him start to the flat. Then he's going to push up the back McCain off of him. And he sets down beautifully for a gain of 9. That's a really good call by Ben McAdoo. Play action pass. Dolphins were expecting run, fooled them.
3rd and 3, and they will throw with Manning. It is ruled complete for Beckham for a game-ending first down.
Who else? Gutty call by Tom Coughlin. Throwing the football. Looks like a clear catch.
They're going to look at this upstairs.
The previous play is under review.
Dan Campbell unhappy with it. They'll review it. If it's a first down, the Giants can end the game. On the field, it was complete. We looked during the break. Didn't look like there was enough to overturn the call on the field. If that is the case, the Giants are 3 knees away from a first-place tie in the division. Greg Rolstead.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It is a catch and a first down.
Dan Campbell was unhappy. He was looking for a push off there. So the Giants went, John, in the pressure moment with their 2 best players, Manning, Beckham. Ball game.
And they went to their signature route. Timing pattern. It's an 8-yard little pivot route on the outside that stays on against bump and run. And Eli Manning has been awesome tonight. You don't go 27 out of 31 for 340 and 4 touchdowns in the NFL without being on your game.
And more importantly, John, this team that has not closed, held the ball for the final 4:39 of this. And we have a 3-way tie atop the NFC East with 3 weeks to go.
We said it at the beginning. Adversity, negativity. It doesn't affect Tom Coughlin. It doesn't affect Eli Manning. They've been through it before. They just will not go quietly. And I'm sure Ron Rivera and the Carolina Panthers respect what they have to do next week.
And these longtime friends going to keep those jerseys from the other guy. Landry targeted 18 times. He had 11 catches and 99 yards. But Odell Beckham had 7 grabs, 166 yards. And he had the 2 touchdowns that were the difference maker tonight. Washington, Philadelphia, and the Giants all 6-7 atop the NFCs. Our final score tonight from South Florida, the Giants 31, the Dolphins 24. Sports Center, the GMC postgame all ahead. But in a moment, the Gruden Grinder. And I disagree with John. Come back and find out.
Scott, thank you. It's the first weekend in the NFL that both the Redskins, Eagles, and Giants all win on the same weekend. That's a good look at Odell Beckham Jr. Talking to John Sutcliffe, our pal from ESPN Deportes, and with any luck, he'll pay us a visit as well. Here's Steve Young. Here's Trent Dilfer. Here's Ray Lewis. We'll get into the whole dancing thing as well, but let's talk about the NFC East dance now is as tight as it could be for 3 teams. The Giants, who have blown 4 leads to lose 4 games in the last minute, found a way to finish off the Dolphins tonight.
Well, and they leaned on their 2 best players, Eli Manning, Odell Beckham Jr. Desperate situation for the Giants, and Eli Manning, like he has over the course of his career, is not the most consistent quarterback in this league, but in big games, must have, got to stay alive. He comes as his best game of the season and leaned heavily on his best receiver, one of the best players in the league, Odell Beckham Jr. Steve, I don't know about you, but watching it was a clinic tape on quarterbacking by Eli Manning tonight.
I'm going to go with the New York Giants. I mean, if he's going to be this efficient, this on, they can score 35. They can go 45 if they have to.
And then the Giants, you wonder about their defense, Ray, because Miami was able to move pretty much up and down the field at will until really that last couple of drives.
You know what, though? If you
tonight, Giants win this game on, in essence, a drive that started at their own 4-yard line. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. did most of it on the 84-yard pass and catch, but
it has to feel good.
The game.
I mean, they have lost going into the last 3 games is that we can finish because they haven't. And I think it's a great feeling for any team. And I'm sure Tom Coughlin will pound that home this week. You did it, we'll do it again, and we'll do it when it counts in December and January.
The Dolphins defense against Eli Manning or Aaron Rodgers or Brady, the defense is too vanilla. We were talking about it on the bus. When you line up 4 people across the board, when you put the 2 safeties 25 yards deep, he knows what he has.
I said this, and I don't mean it.
Giants snapped that pesky 3-game losing streak. They needed this victory desperately, and Tom Coughlin off the hot seat, at least for this week. Send it back to you.
But you just made a comment about Odell Beckham that he's the most video game player, at least at the receiver position, I think we've seen since Randy Moss, right? Like, if you think of Moss, like that was the kind of guy you're like, what is he doing? I'm not used to seeing this before. Beckham does it in a different way, but it's incredible. It is, too, because physically he doesn't blow you away. When you look at him, you say, should he be able to do what he does? And he just seems to find space and get wide open. It feels like his awareness on the field, too. That catch at the pylon, shout out to the pylon fan. Love it. Technology. Yeah. That, like, most guys would be out of bounds. Most guys wouldn't. He might have been, but they give him the catch. Because I'm glad.
It is a crisp December day here in the Meadowlands. MetLife Stadium in this matchup on Fox. The Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants. A good one for you today. And when you think about the matchup within the matchup, there's going to be a really good one on display today, and that's Odell Beckham against the great corner Josh Norman. Aaron Andrews will detail it when we come back before kickoff.
Today's nationwide players to watch, the league's top wide receiver, Odell Beckham, versus one of the NFL's best cornerbacks, Josh Norman. It's the matchup getting all the hype this week, and Odell Beckham telling us, look, I need to remind myself, it's a 4-quarter game. I know there'll be an opportunity against Josh Norman, and when it comes, I need to make the most of it. Opening kickoff coming up next. Well, Joe, Carolina cornerback Josh Norman this week told the media his opponent, Odell Beckham, seems very enticing, almost edible. I don't know how this matchup is going to taste, but obviously everyone in the media has been hyping it up. And I was talking to some vets in this Panthers secondary like Roman Harper and Charles Tillman about the matchup, and they said what they're trying to stress to Norman is it's the defense versus the offense. Don't get too hyped into this whole thing, because that's when mistakes happen.
4 men on the rush. Manning guns it. Beckham. Flag. Kuechly. And right down the middle of the field with a linebacker on him, Odell Beckham.
Pass interference. Defense number 59. Automatic first down.
Pretty nice job down the middle. They're trying to get Odell Beckham, and Luke Kuechly runs as well as any middle linebacker in football. He was responsible. Eli Manning had a chance to the outside, potentially to pick up the first down. He takes the shot, gets the penalty. First down, Giants. 24-yard penalty. Sets it up at the 48. Manning, Beckham, open, dropped it. Working on Norman, and he could have put the exclamation point on the start of this day, and he raises his hand. That's on number 13. Well, I can guarantee you that got Josh Norman's attention. As you're going to see, he takes a deep post. He just simply outruns Josh Norman to the middle, and a perfectly thrown ball by Eli Manning, and that's just something you don't see. Talk about the way Beckham catches a football as we go through this game. Second down and 10. What a missed chance that was. Here's Vereen. And Vereen will carry it just inside Carolina territory. And now a little scrum breaks out as you look at the drop by Beckham between Josh Norman and Odell Beckham. And that's why you hear the crowd reacting Beckham ended up on the ground after that last play was over. It's now 3rd and 7. But this will be a drive where the Giants are thinking about what could have been. And here's what was going on after that run a moment ago. Norman and Beckham got into it, no flag, and it's 4th down. Well, how about this start for Odell Beckham? Got behind Norman and then Cunningham on 3rd down. No score as the Panthers take over. Now 3rd down and 10. Here's Vereen out of the backfield, and that's Keithley. He drags him down after a gain of 9. And another fight breaks out, and again it's Beckham and Norman downfield. Beckham walks off with his helmet off, and there's still not a flag down on the turf. Let's see how it got going.
Well, Josh Norman was on him. They gave a little bit of help, and it looked like Odell Beckham came back in and took a shot on Josh Norman, and you just don't know what all has happened on each of these plays. We saw on the first possession the scuffle that took place. A lot of discussion coming into this game about the matchup between these two guys and who was going to prevail, and that's carrying over onto the field in the way that they're handling things after the plays have ended.
Well, we've had some action, no scoring. Now the Panthers have it for the 2nd time. 0-0 at MetLife. Terry McCauley, the referee, veteran ref, talked to both coaches during the break. First it was Coughlin, then Ron Rivera, about what's been going on between Odell Beckham and Josh Norman. No flags for that stuff, but it is getting a little chippy out there.
Well, we've been watching the back and forth between Josh Norman and Odell Beckham after the play, and when Josh Norman came over to the sideline, several members of Carolina's defense walked over to him and said, "Enough is enough. Stop. Just walk away. Next time these officials will throw a flag, so just walk away from him." Joe?
Well, the stage is never bigger than when you're playing against the Giants here in their home stadium, and so a lot of hype, and you know, emotions running high. 1st down as Jennings picks it up, and despite what Aaron just said, even after the last play, these two are still going at it.
Well, the last 2 times we see there from Odell Beckham, and then on the previous scuffle that they had, I think that was initiated by Beckham as well. So I think Josh Norman has heeded the advice of his teammates, and he's trying to lay low, but Beckham has certainly doesn't look like he's been talked to by any of his teammates or Tom Coughlin, but Terry McCauley, he's not going to tolerate it, and he's already warned these coaches.
From the 31 play action, Manning steps into it, throws, Beckham can't hang on. And he's got Norman right there on him. And with that, before 2nd and 10, the red light's on, so Kurt's ready with a game break.
Team Nix with an excellent catch.
Here's Vereen. Trying to get Shane Vereen more involved in this offense. Ball comes out, evidently, or a flag is another scuffle. And the officials get together. Looks like the Giants maintain possession, but a flag's down.
After the play, unnecessary roughness, defense number 26. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
They get Cortland Finnegan.
They get Cortland Finnegan, but Odell Beckham was in the slot, and that's who Finnegan was covering, and Beckham takes a shot at him. This time they're in the middle. They get Finnegan there at the end of that play, but I think somebody's got to get a hold of Odell Beckham and get him settled down. I think he's still probably a little frustrated with himself for dropping that ball, which would have been a touchdown.
You can see Ron Rivera high on the sideline for Carolina. Can't say I blame him. Finnegan will bring in Mike Pereira from Los Angeles. Mike, you get the sense that these officials are going to have to get control of this game here soon.
Well, I think they tried when they actually went to both sidelines and talked to both coaches, and now you're going to see them sometime catch in the 2nd act. I don't blame Ron for being mad, but you're going to see a lot of flags coming up shortly if it doesn't stop.
Here's Jennings with a good hard run coming off his best game of the year.
Coleman on the stop, and it's going to be 3rd down and inches. Josh Norman right now, he's talking to the officials because he's been getting pounded on each time, and he's waiting for them now to throw a flag. He's trying to keep his cool, hand up inside the face mask, and if these officials would watch what's going on, they got to be real careful, the Giants do, because if this continues, there's not only going to be a penalty on Beckham, there's a chance he gets tossed.
Delayed handoff for the first down to Jennings. And when you talk to the Giants, they'll say this is Jennings' job right now if he grabs it. Well, the main event. Inside the main event, Beckham, Norman fighting all game long after one, tied at 7. Back after this from your local Fox station. Well, Odell Beckham, no catches, dropped a touchdown early. Came into this game with only 3 drops all year. He's got obviously terrific hands. Andre Williams in the backfield, he gets it and pushes the pile out to the 5, and a flag comes in at the end of the play.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 13, below the head. Half minutes to the goal, the down counts, 2nd down.
Let's watch. This has been going on all game. I mean, at some point, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, I think the coaches, they've talked to Terry McCauley. Josh Norman has been talking to the officials as well, and this time they catch Odell Beckham. They're just not going to continue to tolerate that. We saw the very first time it happened, it looked like maybe Josh Norman instigated it, but ever since then,
from a first down for the Giants, and so far no catches. This big drop, which has got to lead to the frustration for Beckham.
Coughlin really liked on Monday night was that there was balance in what they were doing. They just weren't having to rely on throwing the football, and that was going to be more.
Let's say this about Odell Beckham: no catches. All the talk and hype about Beckham against Norman. Here's Beckham against Finnegan. We haven't seen a ton of Norman against Beckham because they keep putting Beckham in the slot, and Norman doesn't defend from that area.
Yeah, we kind of thought maybe he might in this one, but they've remained true to what they've done really throughout the season.
And right now for Eli Manning, trying to figure out a way to get Odell Beckham involved in this offense. Tie game, under 6 to go, first half. First 2 years of his career, he has been at times unstoppable. At least 1 catch in the first half of all 25 of his career games. How about miscues for the Giants today? They've had a couple big ones. It started early. First drive, and Odell Beckham had one in his hands and could have coasted for a touchdown. Passed behind Cunningham a bit, but dropped. A big hold on a punt return. The fumble by Jennings. Not pictured there. The drop on the near interception by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
Yeah, I mean, that's 17 points. You know, 17 points that the Giants have left out there, and right after the missed opportunity by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie for the interception, pick 6, is when Carolina on 3rd and 1 hits Greg Olsen for the touchdown.
And the rookie is in for the touchdown.
Well, Funchess is a guy who missed a lot of time in training camp. He was behind when.
Yeah, and the Giants very emotional to start this ball game, and probably for Beckham maybe a little bit too emotional.
Yep.
Him and Josh Norman, you know, they got into it a little bit. And as we said on the pregame show, Beckham's in the slot a lot, so you're not going one-on-one against Norman. And so only when they're out there on the man coverage, which just on occasion are they going against one another. And like I said, Beckham probably a little bit too emotional to start this game. And emotion can only take you so far. It gets down to, you know,
Carolina's just a much better football team.
They are right now. And Brother Odell, he just needs to settle down because he is a superstar, and he has done nothing to help this football game other than drop a touchdown pass. Do so, and you're right, Jimmy. Emotion just, man, that is an adrenaline thing that will absolutely ruin a player. You go out and you're just so high and jacked up. Next thing you know, you can't even catch your breath.
The undefeated Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, a 3-touchdown first half. Here's one to Olsen. There's been a lot going on between these two. One thing that hasn't happened, a catch for Odell Beckham. Panthers start the second half with the ball up 14. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Was today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Cam Newton, 3 touchdown passes in that first half. Big story, a lot of hand fighting between Odell Beckham and Josh Norman. No catches for Beckham. And the rushing yards, Cam Newton 66 in the half, including 47 on one carry. Let's go down to the field, and Aaron Andrews.
Joe, I spoke with Ron Rivera going into the half, and he said he felt like his offense really was in a lull in the middle of this game, and he felt like both sides of the ball, offense and defense, just got way too cute out there. He said for the offense, they felt like they really started to pick it up when they went into the no huddle. Now, both Tom Coughlin and Ron Rivera told me they both were going to discuss and did discuss with their team about the penalties and all the extra chit-chat going on out there, and they both said this needs to stop, and it has to stop in the second half.
Let's see. 2nd and 8. Manning unloads. Beckham incomplete, and Manning ends up on his belly. 3rd down and 8, and Beckham still no catches.
A shot. Odell Beckham down the middle. Charles Johnson, he's able to loop around. You see what Eli Manning sees. He had to unload it a little sooner than he wanted to. Not able to get enough on the throw and just couldn't get it out there far enough.
In on the tackle, and Odell Beckham is talking with his position coach Sean Ryan on the sideline. He had the early drop by Beckham, and then it seemed like the mental game was won by Josh Norman early as Beckham was just thrown off.
You just think about the opportunities that this Giants team has not capitalized on, starting with Odell Beckham.
And running it. And for the 3rd time in the last 5 games, Cam Newton has a 5-touchdown pass game. Nobody is playing this game any better than Cam Newton, who's making friends every weekend. Down by 28. Here is Beckham. He's got his first catch of the day, and now Norman gets on top of him at the end of it and has a little extra for Beckham.
I want to go back to what you're talking about, Joe, with Cam Newton, is, you know, as far as being the league MVP, and I think Tom Brady's had a heck of a season without some key guys. But I don't know, when you're the quarterback and you've done as much as he has for an undefeated team, I don't know how it could be anybody other than Cam Newton.
Either ruled a catch and a fumble, or they didn't see it. No sense in challenging into the scoreboard. Reading a 28-point advantage for Carolina. But that ball came out after the catch by Beckham. Beckham with a first down catch. And he is thrown to the ground by Norman. And there they go again. And there is a flag. Early on, after just about every play, this stuff was going on, and now they throw a flag on it.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense number 13. 15-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 after enforcement.
Grab the left leg of Josh Norman. And that gets the flag. They already got the first down. All it does is cost field position.
Yeah.
1st and 10.
And I'm probably speaking for most of the country. Just tired of watching it.
We've just not really seen this from Odell Beckham. In the 2 years we've seen his brilliant career begin in the NFL, this one took off. Here's a day for Odell Beckham. There was the early one with Norman. Then the drop on what was sure a touchdown pass from Eli Manning, and then a lot of frustration and some shots fired at the end of plays by Beckham. He's got 2 catches, 8 yards, and 2 personal fouls called against him, and this is just ugly.
False start. Offense, number 19. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's on Miles White. Aaron, what are you seeing down there?
Well, I had talked to Tom Coughlin about Odell Beckham coming out of the half and his frustrations, and Coach Coughlin had said to me, whatever his problem is, he needs to figure it out. We've got a lot of formations. We can help him out. I asked him about the drop pass in that first series that could have been a touchdown. Is that affecting him? Is that why he's frustrated? Coach Coughlin nodded, smiled, and said, yeah, don't you think so?
Here is 2nd and 15. Handoff is to Vereen, able to stay upright and picks up a first down. There's Beckham again. What is going on? Have you seen a guy this thrown off his game before?
They ought to throw him out of the game, Joe, and they just might.
I mean, he's out of control.
Well, he's hurting his football team. He hurt him dropping the ball, and now he's hurt him with, multiple penalties already. We'll see what this flag is for.
He came flying in at the end of that play.
Yeah, and Tom Coughlin, he's not normally a coach that tolerates this either, so I would expect him to take action too.
And Norman is.
Well, they've been trying to calm him down each and every time.
Fouls on each team. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense number 13. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 24. The penalty's offset at the dead ball spot. 1st down.
So it's called against both, and Norman is trying to get calmed down. Watch the end of this play. That's not it. It's here. And they go head to head, and then Norman gets in with a knee into the head of Odell Beckham.
Well, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Odell Beckham. It's embarrassing for the Giants. There's a shot. I mean, Josh Norman has owned him in this game, and when he hasn't been on him, someone else has. They haven't gotten him the football. How many personal fouls do you have to have before somebody does something?
He's got 3. Here's Vereen. Mike Pereira, we talked about this early. This thing has been ugly by Odell Beckham. Look at this.
I don't think you can get much. Yeah, I don't think you can get much uglier. And I think, Troy, I think you're right. I do think it's time to eject people because you've proven here that flags aren't doing the trick. There's no maximum amount of penalties that can get you ejected. But to me, to keep control of this game at this score, I think it's time to throw people.
There they go again. Penalty flag is down. Here's Miles White. Beckham is so off his game, he's not even running routes. He's coming off the ball trying to take Norman's head off.
Yeah, he's just clapping because he thinks they're finally going to call Josh Norman for something, but this looked like it was within.
Yeah.
Of course, they go hands to the face. Is probably where they're going to get him, but it was within the 5 yards.
I'm throwing this one on Norman.
Yeah, and the flag came in. I mean, they're watching it, but.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 24. Half of this is to the goal. 1st down.
And now Norman's getting into it with fans behind the Carolina bench.
Well, I'm just surprised that there really has not been an ejection of some kind. This just doesn't look good for our game. Unbelievable.
And it's gone on basically from
that shot that Odell Beckham that we showed, the helmet to the side. I mean, you break jaws with hits like that. I mean, that was a big time blow, and
it was the next play that Norman came after Beckham. Hard to blame him. And you wonder if that'll end up getting a fine from Odell Beckham when you talk about going literally head to head, helmet to helmet. right there on Josh Norman.
Yeah, you end players' careers with hits like that. That's a big time blow. I don't get it.
Pass is caught by Beckham, sliding down with under 2 to go in the third quarter. We still have a long way to go in this game, and it's not trending well between 13 and 24. There was talk during the week about Beckham and the cleats that he's wearing. Was it a shot at Josh Norman? He calls himself Batman, or likes to use that nickname, and Beckham was wearing Joker cleats. That was last week. It's caught by Ty for the touchdown. And Finnegan's trying to avoid getting into it with Beckham as Ty makes a nice catch and has back-to-back weeks with a touchdown as he breaks the plane of the goal line. The Joker cleats that Beckham was wearing last week, well, today during warm-ups, he had presents on top of the laces that had a button on them that when he hit the button, they would light up. And then on the other side, it was Cam Newton with a Green Lantern shirt on. And now this time it was Beckham and Finnegan who got into it. And back to the sideline. That's Sean Ryan, as we said, the wide receivers coach. I am shocked that Tom Coughlin is not a part of that conversation. Meanwhile, Josh Norman he's trying to get calmed down, but I'll tell you, after the shot that he took to the head from Beckham, how do you blame a guy for being upset?
Yeah, you don't at all. I mean, he clearly wants to retaliate after that kind of blow. And you know, as we pointed out, it looked like the very first play, the first time it happened, it was Norman who initiated it. And then after that, they've all been pretty much, you know, on Odell Beckham, except for the one penalty that we saw on Josh Norman. That was after he got earholed by Beckham. And I'm with you, Joe, that, you know, we both think a lot of Tom Coughlin and the way that he runs a program. And I'm just really surprised, you know, that he hasn't done more, you know, with Odell Beckham.
We had a chance to visit with Odell Beckham yesterday. Just a really engaging guy. Somebody who talked about when he came in last year, he had the hamstring problem. He missed the first 4 games, just took over in the final 12 games of the season. Said he's aware of the stereotype of the wide receiver. Got a great relationship with Eli Manning, and this just from the beginning, it seems so out of character.
Yeah, he was so mild-mannered, but he also told us that he believes that over the course of a 60-minute ball game, his opportunities are going to present themselves, and it would appear that they didn't here in this game up to this point, but they really did. It was on the, you know, early in the game with the touchdown down the middle if he catches it, but hasn't gotten much after that.
35-14 Carolina on their way to a 14-0 start. And for more on what's going on with Odell Beckham, down we go to Aaron.
Well, when he returned to the sideline, Joe, as we saw, his position coach Sean Ryan grabbed him, gave him a talking to. And then he walked over and started apologizing to his teammates. After that talking to, though, Joe, I watched him just have kind of a mini meltdown on the sideline. Started screaming, "We're getting our tails kicked, and no one cares." He was walking around kind of talking to himself, and that's, of course, when he went over to his teammates and said, my bad, this is on me.
Here's Beckham back for the punt. Crosses the 30, good return. Brought down by Ed Dixon. Here is more of the video from the day for Odell Beckham. All the talk, and you obviously can't turn on a television that has anything to do with sports during the course of the week and not see something on this matchup between Beckham. The numbers are unbelievable. First 25 games of his career, they're better than anybody's.
Well,
but Norman's played great.
Yeah, he has. 2 great players and a great battle coming into this game, and it's just really disappointing that it turned into what it did.
Both these guys are better than that. 14-point game, depending on the call. It's against Carolina on an offside. In the third quarter, here is Beckham. And if you're just joining us, Beckham's been a big story. But not for the reasons he would like. Odell Beckham in the slot, as we pointed out. You can see as he runs his route, he draws Roman Harper over towards him as well. And then Shane Vereen, he works from the backfield into that spot. There's a zone, there's a void in that zone, and they exploit it. It is a 7-point game. Carolina led this game by 28 points with under 1:30 left in the third quarter. The lead is 7 with an undefeated season on the line for Carolina. What a game.
This night ain't for the faint of heart, for the faint of heart, for the faint of heart. This night ain't for the faint of heart, 'cause the faint of heart gon' fall apart.
Now you're going to see Thomas Davis right here. Looks like he's maybe matched up on Shane Vereen, anticipating that Vereen was going to block, but as Vereen comes out into his route, he gets turned loose and eyes were elsewhere, and that's why he was able to be as open as he was. But credit Eli Manning in this offense for taking advantage of the second. And Tom Coughlin, they're backed up. You talked about it coming in. He and they are usually at their best with the season on the line, and it is very much on the line right now. Pass is caught. Beckham. Odell Beckham. Down inside the 20. They put Odell Beckham in the slot, so you're not going to draw Josh Norman. You got Cortland Finnegan on him in man coverage on the drag route. Can't keep up with Odell Beckham. No way was he running out of bounds. He cuts it back in. Looked like he was even going to break that last tackle. Big third down conversion. Coughlin would have had a decision to make there had they not have converted. If you're just joining us, this game for the longest time, Troy, was going to be known as the game where a great young receiver in Odell Beckham lost his cool, lost the mind game in the matchup with Josh Norman. It was ugly for a while. A lot of swinging, punching, grabbing after plays. Beckham's been flagged 3 times for a personal foul, and now he makes the catch on third down in a game that's a 7-point game. This thing's completely flipped. For those of you who are just joining this game after seeing other games during week 15, there's been so much going on before, during, and after plays between Beckham and Norman. But now we're back to football. Thankfully, no disputing that the arm was going forward. It brings up 4th down and 5. The largest regular season deficit overcome. 28 points. The 49ers beat New Orleans in overtime in 1980. This would tie it. Giants trailed 35-7. But they need to convert on 4th down and 5. Carolina gets a stop here. They take over.
Hey, Jelly! Go 59, go 59! Middle.
Manning, end zone, touchdown Beckham. And now to tie it. Brown. Bad snap. Good hold. Tie game.
see Odell Beckham, and on the outside, a bit of a double move, it looked like, by him, where he slow plays Josh Norman. As he comes off the ball, it looked like he started like he may go to the slant, and it gives Eli Manning then some room to lay it to the back pylon with Beckham getting a step. That's a great job on 4th down and the game on the line against what I think is the best corner in football right now.
Eli Manning delivers the back of the end zone, and Norman, that battle has gone on since they kicked this thing off. And Beckham right now has the last laugh. Giants have outscored the Panthers 28-0 over the last 14 minutes and 32 seconds. And this game is tied, but Carolina has 2 timeouts left. Plenty of time to get downfield and try to get their record to 14-0. Now Beckham is out there. He may try to get a running start and a leap. The kick is good, but a flag is down. Each side is pointing to the other.
Illegal formation. Defense lined up over the center. Penalties decline. The points are good. That is the end of the game.
The Carolina Panthers win it on the 43-yarder by Graham Gano to get to 14-0. And that feverish comeback by the Giants, it tied this game at 35, but Gano is good from 43. The State Farm post-game show coming up. On the other side of the break, the undefeated season continues for Cam and the Panthers.
The post-game of a thriller that happened for you there in New Jersey. Kurt Menefee, Michael Strahan, Howie Long, Jimmy Johnson. Doesn't get much better than this. Carolina finds a way to go to 14-0. Odell Beckham Jr., Cam Newton before the game. I don't know if anybody really could have expected this. Newton and the Panthers got rolling early. He hooks up with Ted Ginn Jr. 5 touchdown passes for Newton. They were up 35-7. Odell Beckham Jr., Josh Norman going at it all day. A lot of people thought, including our Mike Pereira, that Odell Beckham Jr. probably should have been thrown out of the game for the way he had a lot of his reactions that were just really out of control throughout the game. He and Norman offsetting penalties for personal fouls on that play. Then Eli Manning leading the comeback, hooking up with Beckham, 40-yard gain. Giants suddenly within a touchdown at 35-28. Then in the 4th quarter, after Eli had turned the ball over, then it was reversed on replay. On 4th and 5, he hooks up with Beckham, 14-yard score, tying the game with just over a minute left. And then Graham Gano, as you just saw, 43-yard game-winning field goal as the clock hit 0. And the Carolina Panthers find a way to win. They go to 14-0, 38-35. They had to hang on, but hang on they do. Cam Newton, 5 touchdown passes, 100 yards rushing. Afterwards, we talked about the thriller with our Aaron Andrews.
340 yards for Cam Newton, 5 touchdowns. And you're not even breathing hard right now as you were trying to set up that game-winning field goal. First of all, tell me the mindset as you were leading your offense down the field here.
Well, we've been in this place before. Honestly, I was really trying to score. You know, obvious reasons with little Odell, but anywho, it's now I'm not going to make it personal. You know, we had an unbelievable great game today. We just got to be better with you know, finishing at the end. That was embarrassing how we let those guys come back, but it is a great team, and the Giants, you know, playing here in the Meadowlands. We just got to find ways to keep getting better. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, and, you know, glad to, you know, have a kicker like Gano to push it through.
You mentioned you wanted to score because of Odell. You didn't want to make it personal. What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's obvious what he did, but it's cool. It's all in the game.
What, the dabbing, or what did he do?
It's good. No, yeah, we just having fun.
Right.
Just having fun.
Thanks, Cam.
But, you know, like I say, it was a great team win. Nothing personal. You know, Odell's an unbelievable guy. You know, I just wanted to return the favor. That's all it is. It's just all fun and games.
And then there's that smile. Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Hey, boy. Hey, boy.
Ooh. No, and look at how this interview actually wraps up. He goes and gives a little dap, just like they started the game with Odell Beckham Jr. Talk about the respect between those two. And then Cam got to celebrate with the fans there. But, Jimmy, I want to go back to Odell Beckham even being in this game at the end. The way he really reacted to it. Mike Pereira mentioned it earlier. A lot of people think he probably should have been thrown out of that game.
Well, I was surprised they let him stay in the game. And had he not been a superstar, and he is a great, great football player. You know, there's no taking anything away from that. He's a great player. But had he not been a superstar and the #1 player other than Eli Manning for the New York Giants, I think they would have ejected him. If that had been just a regular guy, he'd have been out of the game first quarter.
I love the guy. Mike, we talked about him. I think he's a guy that you can build your franchise around. He's ultra competitive. He has a defensive mentality on offense. He lost his composure in the first half. He let that matchup get the best of him. And, you know, there's so many venues to kind of cover these games leading up to Sunday that, you know, I think the talk during the week probably got inside of his head a bit. He gathered his composure in the second half, came out and played much better in the second half, and had the big touchdown to tie the game up. Put them in position to maybe win. But once again, Cam Newton, fourth quarter, 5 touchdowns, 100 yards rushing. You know, he's at his best when things are going bad in the fourth quarter.
Howie, don't you think, though, if his emotions would have been in check in the first quarter, he'd have played better?
I totally agree.
Had he caught that first ball he dropped on one of the earlier plays in the game for a touchdown, I think his emotions would have been in check and would have been better. I just think that Norman is a great player as well, and there was all that, as Howie alluded to, all the information that leads up to the animosity throughout the week.
65 shows leading up to that.
Yeah, but obviously Carolina is they're 14-0 for a reason. And this is a great lesson for Carolina that once you're up, don't let your foot off the gas. You have to play 4 quarters of football and not depend on, you know, hanging around and finishing it up at the end to be able to turn the gas back.
At Atlanta and home Tampa Bay is all that remains between Carolina and regular season immortality. I mean, hats off to them. Hats off. Now, not hats off to, we showed you the histrionics, if we want to use that word, with Odell Beckham on this day, and this is the one that the league is going to look at. It's going to be talked about with players, fans, everyone, and certainly the 2 players involved after the game.
We're out there playing football, you know. We're competing. You know, you're a competitor, I'm a competitor. We're always going to go at it. Anybody who's played sports, you know, you're competitive. You're going to go as hard as you can. So.
Was it personal?
I don't know what that means. What personal?
Was something said beforehand?
Nothing was said.
I mean, the guy ran 15 yards down the field, dead on collision. I mean, it wasn't no. I mean, the play was all the way on to the left side. He came back and was hunting, and it was just like malicious in every way. And when they put it on the film, when they go back and review it, I hope the league office take a better look at it and see what they can do, because players like that don't need to be in the game. I mean, it's ridiculous.
All right. Look, you want to be great, and people are already lauding Odell Beckham as great. Norman could have been seriously hurt. We'll start with that, right, Tom?
Yes.
Seriously hurt.
Yes.
You want to be great, you got to act great, especially when things aren't going so well, like you haven't caught a ball.
Well, it's only one game, and he's a young guy playing the game, but it was deplorable behavior. You cannot act like that on a football field. The hit that he delivered, where he peeled back, which is illegal. When you launch helmet to helmet, which is illegal. The punches or near punches that were thrown before that I thought should have gotten the attention of Tom Coughlin and the officials who were on the field. You have to deal with those things as they happen. They did not, and I think that certainly the league is going to take a look at those shots and to look at that shot helmet to helmet. They'll make a decision, but Odell needs to understand he cannot act like that on a football field.
And from the Giants' perspective, what are we talking about? Not that they came from 28 down against a team 13-0.
It was a great football game.
We're talking about
great football game.
Talking about the histrionics of a guy that's going to go to the Pro Bowl, maybe, and they're one of their couple of star players. The other end of the spectrum, Norman is okay. At least
yes, he's all right.
And the Panthers are okay because they're 14-0. Yikes! We've only just begun on the blitz.
It goes to show. It goes to show how you act out. I mean, if you're going to be Michael Jackson, go around and dance and play and do all the other stuff and not be a football player. and not train the way you're supposed to train, it goes to show. And I hope I pull back a mask. I hope I pull back the face of what it dude really is. You got a guy like that, and he tried to play to the game that you playing in. I mean, I don't know how many balls he dropped. I don't know how much focus he lost in himself. But it goes to show what kind of player he is and what kind of game he has. And people need to start taking realize and notice of that.
It's just unfortunate. You know, you go back and watch the film tomorrow and you learn from it. This is a tough game. Like I said, this is a tough game. This is a tough game.
Odell became the third player in the last 15 seasons to be called for 3 unnecessary roughness penalties in a single game. Joining offensive linemen. Wow. In the company of tackles Donald Penn, David Stewart. Beckham was called for 4 penalties overall on the day, tied for the most by any wide receiver since 2001. Again, the league says it will review the behavior this week, as is per protocol for them with personal foul penalties.
It is frigid in the upper Midwest and in Minneapolis tonight on the campus of the University of Minnesota. The New York Giants come to town to face the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. For the Giants, a thoroughly frustrating season. Come in with a mark of 6-8. Blown leads have become the norm. The Giants have now missed the playoffs for 4 consecutive years. And every football fan knows that Odell Beckham, because of his actions last week in the game against Carolina, was suspended for 1 game, and that game is tonight. And Chris, even with Beckham, it would have been a tough chore to beat the Vikings on the road tonight. Now what?
Well, here's what offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo did. He told the offense, you know, the whole world thinks that this team is nothing but Eli Manning and Odell Beckham, and the rest of you guys stink. And tonight, in front of a nationally televised audience, you guys have a chance to prove otherwise. Now, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it's a pretty good speech.
As for the Giants, Eli Manning told us without Odell Beckham Jr., the plan tonight is to simplify things, minimize the moving parts, and just line up and play fast, Al.
Eli Manning, Ole Miss.
Rashad Jennings, Liberty University.
Ruben Randall, LSU.
Dwayne Harris, East Carolina University.
Hakeem Nicks, North Carolina.
Will Tide, Stony Brook. Eric Flower, All About the Youth. Justin Pugh, Syracuse.
Weston Richburg, Colorado State.
John Jerry, Ole Miss. Marshall Newhouse, TCU.
And no Odell Beckham. So who becomes the main guy tonight? Will it be Randall? Will it be Harris, who sets up in the slot here? Will they do more running? They start with play action, and the first pass is incomplete. He goes to Harris coming out of the slot, and that'll make it 2nd down and 10.
Well, one thing you've got to have are receivers that are going to step up, and on the very first throw of the night, Dwayne Harris unable to handle that one. But you're going to see the New York Giants play at a very fast pace this evening. And maybe you think, well, they're trying to replace Odell Beckham. They'll slow things down. Just the opposite tonight.
All but about 11 people in this country have weighed in on Odell Beckham last week. Now it's our turn. First of all, before we get into exactly what happened, the suspension and all of the rest, as a former player, I mean, there's trash talking, and then there's what happened last week. Your take on what happened?
Everybody's wrong. I mean, let's just start there. The whole thing was just flat out wrong. But I have been in that situation before. I think almost every player would say they had been in that position. And occasionally you turn around and you look at the referee and you do this, right? And they sort of give you the play on, and then another thing happens, and then the other guy does something, and pretty soon that begins to escalate. By that point, they're throwing flags. But as a player, you know there are times that you just have to take care of yourself, and if you feel like the officials aren't, then they are going to.
That's Vereen taking it to the 20. So Beckham apologized last week. A lot of kids look up to me as a role model, accepts responsibility. Parents have asked what they should say to their kids. Don't have the perfect answer, he said. But how I handle myself the other day, an example of what you don't do, poor sportsmanship. So he basically said all of the right things. That's fine. And now the question is, you know, going forward, what are we going to see? But the one other thing, and you and I both talked about this during the week, a couple of coaches in other sports said to me, Tom Coughlin, of all the guys to allow that to happen, how did that happen? And we spent some time talking to Tom about it last night. And I mean, you understand what happened when you go back and review as Manning throws. And Randall makes the catch. He's coaching the game. So if you're watching the game on television and it's being replayed over and over and over, he's seeing it differently. A couple of plays he said are totally across the field. He knew something was going on, wasn't quite sure. And in fact, Pat Hanlon, who heads the Giants PR department for years, had to put together a tape for Tom the next day because Tom said, I don't understand why everybody is crazy about this, to make Tom see what everybody around the country who was watching the game saw on television. It's a different thing than you see from the sideline.
Yeah, but there were, what, 3 personal foul penalties, so you know that he's at least on high alert as to what's going on. And I think even Tom Coughlin would say, if I had it to do over again, I said something in passing. Did I go over and sit next to him on the bench and chew him out for all the world to see on television? I did not. Did I talk to him? I did. I'm not sure he fully understood it. But regardless, Tom Coughlin should have had a better handle of it.
Right.
And so should the referees.
No question. Terry McCauley's one of the better refs in the league. And this is not to exonerate anybody, it's just to explain, you know, what people wanted to know. What happened? How can Coughlin let that go to that extent? As Manning throws. Anyway, we're just wrapping it up with the flag on the play. Well, the one thing you got reams of newspaper copy, you got tons of airtime, and a lot of folks turned it into a referendum for societal issues.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You know, but the one thing I will say about Odell Beckham, we'll get the call.
Well, you won't get the call, but you know it's against the Vikings. It's holding on, I think, Captain Munnerlin.
Odell has to understand he's a superstar player. Everybody is going to try and do something to get under his skin. And all he did with his actions in that game last week was prove that you could get under his skin. So he's going to get more of it now, not less of it. And that's a problem for him. So for what now on, to some extent, is he going to have to take it? He's going to have to take it. Now, he doesn't have to happen what happened in pregame. Doesn't have to take that. Somebody walking out, and I think that's what really made Tom Coughlin mad. The baseball bat and the intimidation and yelling things at him with a baseball bat slung over your shoulder, some of that stuff. And Tom Coughlin very much wants to be a part of the solution and the discussion about that after this season.
So in contemporary phraseology, it's a teachable moment, right?
Yeah.
All for his sake. And the Giants go to 6-9. Minnesota clinches a playoff berth as they go to 10-5. And Minnesota never looked back, never trailed. Led 19-3 at the half. Teddy Bridgewater, 15 out of 25 for 168. Peterson, a 100-yard night. And it's over with the final score 49-17. Volkswagen post-game report, folks, on the other side of the break.
Thanks very much, Kurt. On the final day of the regular season, here come the New York Giants. They get set to host their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. On the other side, Tom Coughlin has won 2 Super Bowl titles as head coach of the Giants. Will this be his final game with the franchise?
Well, he's not letting anybody talk about that, and it's the complete opposite with the New York Giants. Many players being vocal in their support of Tom Coughlin to the point where he had to tell them early in the week, stop focusing on my situation and start focusing on our opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles. That is vintage Tom Coughlin. 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time.
Well, for the next 3 hours, the players take over. It's Sam Bradford and the Eagles, Odell Beckham Jr. and the Giants next. 2 longtime rivals, moments away from the Eagles and the Giants. Let's take a look at today's nationwide players to watch.
It's been a frustrating season for the reigning rushing champion of the NFL, DeMarco Murray. How does he finish the season? And Odell Beckham Jr. is back in the lineup. Enough said.
Returning from his 1-game suspension, opening kickoff is next. Welcome back. Our Jake Glazer reported earlier that today will be Tom Coughlin's last game as Giants head coach, joined by his family, 3 generations of Coughlins, wife Judy, 11 grandchildren. Thanks very much, Laura. His 12th season as Giants head coach. Only Steve Owen won more games. two-time Super Bowl champion.
And two of the most amazing victories in that Super Bowl game. Both of them against the New England Patriots, one of them being the undefeated Patriot team. So it's a Hall of Fame type career that Tom Coughlin has put together.
Manning on 2nd down and 5, throws near side. It is Beckham for a Giants first down out of the 37-yard line, a gain of 12.
He makes things that are got a little bit of a degree of difficulty look so simple. I mean, this is not super easy right here, getting these feet in on the sideline, right over the top of E.J. Bigger's good throw by Eli Manning, but Odell Beckham Jr. makes things look so simple out there.
His 92nd catch of the season. That's a new career high. We take a look back at some of the pregame shenanigans prior to the Giants' last home game against Carolina 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, baseball bat on the field pregame. You saw the jawing before the game, and then it just got out of control once the game started. And Odell Beckham Jr. completely lost his composure, was baited into that situation, and had to sit out last week, and his team really missed him.
Served his one-game suspension. Giants routed by the Vikings on Sunday night.
Kenny, I know you and Daryl saw this. Odell Beckham Jr. usually all smiles during warm-ups. Not today. Very little smiling or dancing. Very focused. He told me the biggest thing he's learned from this, be the bigger person. I asked him if anything will change moving forward. He said, not the way I play, and I'm sure not the way I'm being played. There's always been a target. I just can't respond to it.
Morning. They trail the Eagles by 8. When we come back, it will be 3rd down and 2 for the Giants. Bigger starting for the injured Byron Maxwell. Beckham only 1 catch so far today. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan. The Coughlin family on hand. Eagles led 14-3 after 1. Giants with 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. 21-20 Philadelphia. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan.
Having a tough time getting him involved in the passing game. We'll see if he can do something here as the punt returner.
Only 1 catch today for Beckham in his return. End-over-end kick. And it's taken on a bounce by Beckham. And he is tackled at the 39-yard line by Trey Burton. So Eli Manning and the Giants offense back on the field. 2nd down and 5. Manning to the outside. It's Beckham. Spun around by E.J. Biggers. That's his 2nd catch, and he picks up a Giants first down.
Again, the way he works the sideline, the strength that he has in his grip. Fun guy to watch, exciting guy to watch. I'm glad to hear he's learned from what happened in that Carolina game. He's still going to be emotional. He's still going to walk that line, but I think he understands how much he hurt his team last week.
On the toss, it's Williams. And Tom Coughlin told us yesterday with regards to Odell Beckham Jr. He said, I hope he plays just like he played before. I don't want to take anything away from him, the excitement and the big play potential.
The funny thing was he brings something to the game that no other player brings, and that's not just from the skill standpoint. It's also from that emotional standpoint. Ben McAdoo saying he's salty. He walks that line. We want him to continue to do that, but he just can't make those mistakes where all of a sudden we've got penalties.
Giants must get to the 39. And they do. It's Beckham.
It's one of the things that everybody talks about when, hey, our defense is not getting to the quarterback. We need to blitz more. Well, when you blitz more, that means you have to play man. And you don't want to be playing man in that situation where you get Odell Beckham Jr. matched up against your linebacker level.
Beckham gained 24 yards. So Odell Beckham Jr. with 3 catches today, 43 yards, and he has surpassed our colleague Randy Moss, most receiving yards all time over a player's first 2 seasons.
It's impressive. I mean, he's got just about every meaningful record for a wide receiver when you talk about those first 2 seasons.
Played in only 12 games last year, caught 91 passes, went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. He's going again in his 2nd season. 2nd down and 6. Manning throws, end zone broken up. There is a flag. E.J. Biggers on the coverage. It's against the Eagles.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 38, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Grabbed hold of the jersey around the right shoulder area of Odell Beckham Jr. Manning rolling right, he throws, and it's Beckham for a Giants first down. To the Eagles 33.
That's a good sign right there, getting up. There's that spark. And you know, Tom Coughlin mentioned it. You know, he brings an athleticism to the wide receiver position that's not matched. Ben McAdoo saying the same thing. But the one thing that he also does is he brings that emotional element. And just getting that and being able to keep it contained during the course of the season. Well, Philadelphia, Pat Shurmur and his group has done a nice job. You knew Odell Beckham Jr. coming back. You saw what that Giant offense was like against Minnesota without him. You can't let him beat you. They've done a nice job taking Odell Beckham Jr. out of the game. The other side, it was Jordan Matthews and Zach Ertz, and the Giants have struggled to have that matchup work in their favor all afternoon.
30. Under a minute to play. Giants need to pick up a first down. Odell Beckham reaches across and has the first.
Smart, heady play.
Now Manning will spike it.
Will Tye working from the tight end spot. You had two vertical routes down the field that were deeper. Will Tye and Ruben Randall. Odell Beckham Jr. working underneath on a crossing route. And if it is the last game for Tom Coughlin, it came right down to the wire again. And I would not want to have to be John Mara, the president and CEO, or Steve Tisch, the chairman, right now to make this decision, because, yeah, there's reasons why on both sides. They've been under 500 for the third consecutive year. That hasn't happened in 35 years. We talked about only one playoff appearance in the last 7 years, but there's so many positives. This is going to be interesting to see how it pans out. Jay Glazer reporting earlier on our pregame show that the Giants will make that change this week. But if it is true, and this is Tom Coughlin's last game, I'm glad we were a part of it. It was a pleasure talking with him during the course of the weekend, and we've had him 5 times this season. And Tom Coughlin is always the same. He is a day-to-day, week-to-week, game-to-game guy, and it's been a pleasure working with him.
Absolutely a class act and a future Hall of Famer. His Giants finished the season at 6-10. They dropped 6 of their last 7 games as Tom Coughlin exits and receives a standing ovation from the fans here at MetLife. Disappointing ending to the season for Eli Manning and the Giants. Eagles finish out at 7-9. It's been a great year for Darryl Johnston and Laura Oakman. We say so long. Time now for the State Farm Game Break. To Los Angeles we go.
As Tom Coughlin walked out of his farewell news conference Tuesday, he said, "I got to get to practice. I'm late," as he usually did. This time there was no practice. Coughlin resigned Monday after 12 years with the Giants. Now, those who covered them closely said Coughlin changed around 2007. A strict disciplinarian, he started to show his players a more human side, trusted them more, and helped Eli Manning join him as the faces of the franchise. The next 5 years produced those 2 Super Bowl titles. But 3 straight losing seasons hastened Coughlin's exit, and Manning took the blame, saying he let his only NFL coach down. And as Coughlin exited, both men got emotional.
I believe it is the unbreakable bond between coach and player that defines me as a coach and any humble success that we might have had here as New York Giant coaches. He can handle it all. He's done it before. He'll handle it again. I mean, he thinks he's the reason. He's not the reason that I'm. Eli, it's not you. It's not you. It's us. We win, we lose together. Remember, when we lose, I lose. When we win, you guys win. That's the way it is. That's the game. I know what it is. I got the game. I got it. But what I would tell him, he's going to be right back in here in about 2 days, starting to work on next year, just like he always does. And that's never going to change.
God bless him for it.
Coughlin and Manning have both been with the Giants since 2004. Over that time, Manning ranks in the top 5 in the NFL in wins, passing touchdowns, and passing yards. Not to mention, Manning has 28 game-winning drives in the regular season, another 5 game-winning drives in the postseason, and, of course, those 2 Super Bowl rings.
I got a really big team, and they need some really big rings. They need some really nice things. Better be coming with no strings. Better be coming with no strings. We need some really nice things. We need some really big rings. I got a really big team.
Okay, so just minutes before we get to the game, we'll review 2 44-player teams picked by captains Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin during the Pro Bowl draft, which was earlier in the week. First 4-player captains were picked. Odell Beckham Jr. and Aaron Donald went to Team Rice. Devontae Freeman and Geno Atkins went to Team Irvin. This is just a great opportunity for people to go inside the game, to hear the play calls. And
which is an all-star game. And not only that, you play fast no matter what. I think when you look at guys that's been there before, they know how to act, take that, you look at that, and you take it and you run with it.
Yeah.
Good.
Today, I played my final game in the NFL. When I was younger, you understood that to come to Hawaii meant that you had the respect of everyone in the league. It isn't guaranteed that you make it to the Pro Bowl. It's truly an honor. These players that are here today make the big play, make the last play, make the incredible play.
What a play by Wilson.
Back in the game. Intercepted by Marcus Peters.
Intercepted by Charles Woodson.
I just want to go out there and I just want to wave at the fans one time. But this is it. In Hawaii, aloha.
Truly aloha, a day of goodbye and hello. Welcome to the postseason kickoff engineered by GMC. And the 2016 Pro Bowl game presented by USAA. And it's so good to have the Pro Bowl back in our 50th and spectacular state of Hawaii. The scenery, the people, the warmth, I guess the sand and the fun too. All the backdrop and the setting for some of the biggest names in the NFL, including guys who've gotten there and won it all. Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champion. He's one of the quarterbacks in this game. And Eli Manning representing the New York Giants. 1 week before his brother perhaps wins a Super Bowl in his farewell. The Pro Bowl game from Honolulu coming up next. Eli's been in a new offense the last 2 years, so the offense sounds familiar to him, and the numbers have been great for Manning with Ben McAdoo, the offensive coordinator, is now the Giants head coach going forward.
No doubt, his individual statistics have been very impressive. The one statistic Eli wants to change is the one-loss record. Only 6 wins the last 2 seasons. But Eli Manning playing his best football, and he's very familiar with.
So Adrian Peterson there next to him. Odell Beckham Jr., obviously one of those receivers. Amari Cooper will be the other wide receiver to start this game. For Team Rice in white, coached by Andy Reid.
Don't ask me why.
3rd and 2. Carr gets away from the would-be sack. Bowman slides towards his legs. Jarvis Landry's downfield. Odell Beckham wanted him to pitch the ball to him. It is down there with 16 seconds left. But the clock is running. They actually have to run up and clock it here because this is like the end of a quarter. Now, for some reason, the clock has stopped. And now it is properly restarted. And they'll clock it, and they'll have a chance to get to the end zone or kick a field goal, whichever they choose, with 6 seconds remaining.
Derek Carr made one of those awkward delivery throws under intense pressure. And I think Michael Bennett and a couple of these Team Irvin defenders pulled off on him. But what a great throw by Carr. And it sets Andy Reid's team up for perhaps one quick play before time expires. I thought we might see Dan Bailey, the great field goal kicker, here.
Welcome back to Hawaii. I'm with Pro Bowl buddies Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry. Jarvis, you have one catch. Odell, you have none. I came all this way. What's going on with y'all?
We just getting started. Got a lot of game to go, and there's no doubt in my mind that this man right here gonna do his thing.
Come on, Odell. What you got for us?
We just out here having fun right now. You know, things are starting to pick up a little bit, and I'm sure that the second half will be more interesting.
Tell me about when you guys first met. Did you become fast friends right away, or did it take some time?
I think we instantly clicked. You know, we always heard about each other, but having the opportunity to finally meet each other, you know, at a 7-on-7 in Alabama and play together, we realized that together, man, you know, we're kind of unstoppable. So, and the rest is history, honestly.
You guys have always said that you push each other, that you compete as brothers. How do you push each other?
It's difficult to explain, but in a way, you know, it's after my game or during my game, I'm looking up at the scoreboard to see, you know, what the Dolphins did. I want to see that Jay Landry and 9 receptions, 150 yards, and a touchdown. You know, that's what we look for. Is because it's like, okay, you know what I mean? It gives you that extra motivation to go out there and make plays.
We want to see both those numbers from both of you. Second half, can we get some of that?
Absolutely.
No doubt. No doubt.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good second half.
Lisa, thank you. Odell Beckham Jr. was one of the captains, active captains of the two teams, and Eli Manning said, Odell, better draft me on Team Rice if you want to see the ball next year with the Giants. We'll certainly see it no matter what, but Eli is on this team, likely done for the day. First down. So out at practice, a lot of fun, right? So we get little GoPro cams on guys, put one on Odell's head, put one on his hand. Watch some of these catches. Thing of beauty.
Like he's catching frisbees, Mike.
It's good.
Hey, some of these are amazing. I don't know how he does it. I'd like to see him do it without the gloves. That's the next test I want to see from Beckham. Take the gloves off. I'd like to see Bridgewater do the same thing.
To get one. There's Odell on a little bubble. Pass Rashad Jones. And out of bounds at the 5-yard line. They'll mark him officially at the 3. And it'll be first and goal for Team Rice as Odell Beckham Jr. catches his first of this Pro Bowl.
That's a big part of this running game, Mike. You have a running play call, and if the number count is too heavy, they have the freedom to pick the ball up and throw these bubble screens, and not many people are better after the catch than Odell Beckham. Nice work.
96 catches for Odell Beckham. We mentioned he was one of the playing captains, active playing captains. Is the number of votes he received, second most amongst non-quarterbacks.
I'll tell you what I know, man. These guys love the game as much as we love the game, as much as the guys before us love the game. They're blessed, and they understand that the game, our great game, as I tell them, is in their hands. And we talk about making sure that they take care of our great game. And it's just been such a great moment to be around them and their families.
Guy's family with him, the end of one of the great careers in the history of the National Football League. Heisman winner, champion at every level. Charles Woodson says farewell to football here as we wrap up this 2016 Pro Bowl, won by Team Irvin over Team Rice, 49-27. We'll stop here. We'll be back on our way to Sports Center.
Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry.
The anticipation of waiting for him to get here was enough. Came to the room and we're just sitting outside on the back patio and just kind of talk about how fortunate we are and how much of a blessing it truly is to be here and to be able to. We're looking out, we're seeing the ocean with some waves coming in. It's just amazing what's been going on with us.
I love it. Going back to their LSU days, of course. Check out this play in the first quarter. Derek Carr in trouble. He'll throw it towards Landry. And yeah, Beckham eyeing Landry. Oh, look at that. Oh, almost had his back. Didn't need his back. They tried to pull off a fun little play there. No worries, though.